Shit. Fuck.
Good morning, Kindred, and welcome back to Vegas by Night. Mayday Roleplays Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. We had an engagement last session, and we should celebrate this. So if I could just get a round of cheers for our beloved Burrows and Sergio in this beautiful moment. Congratulations to him and Chardonnay. It means a lot to us here.
We're going to be having a bachelor party, bachelorette party, engagement party. There's going to be a lot of celebrating.
There's going to
be expected to be at all those.
Do an episode where we're not fucking up the strip and just literally just go down the strip.
We should absolutely do a Patreon episode sometime in the future. That is just the wedding episode. Somebody write that down immediately.
Just
beautiful
a buffet
idea
of that sandwich, the Fool's Gold Loaf.
Yeah, there's going to be a hashtag on Instagram for it. It's going to be great.
That's Burrow's wedding cake, is the Fool's Gold sandwich.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. If you're not familiar with Season 1 of Vegas by Night, don't fear. You can still check us out on all major platforms. And then if you want more of us, our entire backlog is available on YouTube, Twitch VOD, Spotify, and Apple Podcast, where you can also catch the latest episode of our beautiful, beautiful podcast that is doomed to repeat, or at least our beautiful Delta Green campaign that we've just started back up. We are currently running a flashback scenario set in a modified Call of Cthulhu scenario, meaning that if you're a big fan of the town of Innsmouth, now is a good time to get in on the campaign and to see what we do in long form recorded content. If you like our live content, you'll love our long recorded. It is essentially the same thing, baby. While you're there, please consider writing us a 5-star review. It's one of the most proven ways to help the channel grow, or consider joining our Discord. Discord is active daily, full of some of the most amazing listeners and all of us, and it's available to you at any level of support. You also get access to our community-ran games featuring members of Mayday. You can also join in on the Hexcrawl Adventure Wild Sea in the system of the same name that Sergio is running across the entirety of our server. Join a growing band of wild sailors as they cut a new path through the canopies of a new world past apocalypse. We also want to celebrate that we have just announced our next live service game, our live weekly game. You can join us very soon, coming this summer, in a Western fantasy, which honestly, you could not have picked anything better for a group like this. I'm very excited. Inevitable will be coming out to you this summer with Eli behind the helm once again. I'm so excited. I've been missing Ashoka for centuries, so this will fill a small hole in my heart, and I was born to be a cowboy, so there's that. We'd like to give a shout out as well to our handler level Patreon contributors. It's because of their involvement in our content that we can begin thinking of all of the big picture ideas we have for Mayday. A special thanks to Advanced War Sammy, Bimblewart, Brandon C, Cameron S, Jonathan M, Kirby's Double, Matthew J, Moira, OG Pan, REV, Ren, Tony D, Vince K, and Kai H. Please be advised that there may be violent themes, plenty of adult language, and the exploration of darker subjects, including depictions of human trafficking, religious trauma, biomechanical horror, hunter v. prey, and degradation of the mind. Mayday Roleplay employs safety tools at the table to prepare ourselves for the above, but you may need different accommodations to best help yourself. Please take care of yourself and be aware. Let's get started. Humanity was cursed, and Enowaya, as the mother of beasts, knew that it was time to evolve. Changed with the original curse and brought through Enoch, she took to finding a tribe of her own, not one forced upon her. She walked deep into the wilds, walking the horizon, flocked by crows, wolves, and the chittering beetles of the earth. She tracked out a dying caravan traveling under the stars, and her nose kept her to them for as long as it took to stalk their movements. She confronted them time and time again, the starving and parched begging for a savior. And still, she remained silent. It remained like this for days, until the hunger had reached its peak and their minds began to deteriorate. Then, and only then, she cut into her palm and offered her blood. Choking on the poison, most died, but one, driven to frenzy, a broiling boil in their blood, made for the first Gangrel. The beast has gone mad in their empty hearts ever since. We will test you. Until you have proven yourself worthy of our suffering, we will find you wanting, and you will try again. We will kill our darlings. Welcome to Vegas by Night. Okay, welcome back. We will be continuing here. Let's introduce our cast. My name, and I'm going to get this correct, I hope you all do, is Caleb James Miller, and I'll be playing the storyteller tonight.
I'm Amanda, and I play Jackie Santana.
My name is Eli, and I'm playing Niles Ames.
I'm Lev, and I'm playing Mal.
I'm Sergio, and I'm playing Burrows.
I'm Vince, and I'm playing Raguel.
I'm Zakiya, and I play Sybil. Let's do this.
Only took us 5 years.
Oh my god.
Clip it.
Oh, beautiful.
And we won. And we won.
And
Yeah.
we have won.
Vampire's over now.
Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, if I am not mistaken, we have a recap this week from Niles.
Intimidation displays are visual and behavioral signals an animals use to communicate aggression or dominance. Bristling hair, puffing up feathers, poisonous, vibrant colors, baring teeth. They serve as warnings. It allows animals to show who they are, avoid conflict if they can. No point in expending energy if one is willing to back down from the other. I hate to admit this. Maul was right. Kindred are terrifying. There was no moment in the circulatory system that I didn't feel intimidation. Slow wanted us to know who has power in this city. Elysium is one thing, but controlling food is another, a whole other element. And even when he was moved to that manic pleading for treasure, he still commanded the scene. But we're at least done with the silver dollar. Everything has been put in its place, and we've managed to get away with it. And with that comes the next step, because there's just always the next step. One thing just leads to another thing, another task that needs to get done. And we keep going. hoping that we too can rise up to elevators, to penthouses, and be a part of the bigger things in the city. Things with the coterie are steady, I think. We're successful. We're making moves. Things are getting done. But if you're watching, you can see the little cracks, the tension that's kind of on the underline. I mean, after all, we're all dogs looking for our own meat to eat. And we're trying to steer the course, which is why I'm hoping that setting our sights to the Red Rocks to help Ellis or satisfy Ellis's requests will be beneficial for us. Keeping the Anarchs happy, in my opinion, is what we need to do to keep going in the city. But that means that we would have to confront the Gangrels, and I don't know what that's going to be, but we'll see.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And confront them we shall. We now have an opportunity, if anyone has made changes to their sheets that they'd like to make public, let's hear them now. Otherwise, you can keep them for a dramatically appropriate reveal.
I think I added a dot to awareness.
Got it. I think that if you were to compile my entire time as a storyteller here, that would have been the best move that you have ever made right there. Wits and awareness is the only way to win this game, apparently.
Spam that.
Yeah, just hit that button until you win. Perfect. Anyone else before we begin this night? Okay. You are in the middle of the stratosphere at the start of another night. Basking in the glow of new love, as Burrows, down on one knee in the center of the casino, has brought out a ring. A beautiful ring. A symbol of love. Burrows, could you describe for the rest of the coterie as they spy in, of course minus Mal, who is 19 and is not allowed on the casino floor, what your ring looks like, and just the general scene as this proposal is happening in the center of the tables?
It is a big 18 karat gold ring. The stone is like a square. I think it's called an emerald cut, probably like 2 to 3 carats easily. Probably has a halo of stones around it. Just really looks like Burrows walked in and just pointed at the biggest, most expensive looking thing and got that. And yeah, he's just on his knees and he's said, make me the happiest man in Vegas, You
all are looking in at a couple months of rent for Club Canaan on the new dainty hand of the coked up blonde, or box blonde, that is on the other side of Burrows now, who will inexorably be a part of your lives or unlives, for as long as you may live. Chardonnay, the newest member of the coterie, is overjoyed in the very large mink coat that you can't imagine came from anyone other than Burrows. She is wrapping her arms about his neck and cradling herself into his arms. She's just about leaped into his kneed position to sit in his lap. And the word daddy has been used maybe 50 times in the last 2 sentences. She's crying streaked black eyeliner tears in the center of the floor, and she is every bit the distraction needed as you all clean out the casino's chip fields for the Puttanesca's fortunes that you plan on transplanting correctly. But there's no doubt some sort of grim impossibility to this moment. Chardonnay is a victim, and Burrows, her keeper.
Way to ruin a moment.
I think Niles, in the midst of all of that happening and all this attention, just sees that and exits the stratosphere. I don't think Niles wants to be a part of all this fanfare, and goes outside to wait on the sidewalk, just looking around at the traffic and stuff.
It's a late night, but it's just starting for you, Niles, and the traffic out by the stratosphere is just the edge of the strip, but it's still insane on a night like this. It's starting to get colder in Vegas, and you can feel that chill creeping up. But it's not the first time it's dawned on you, but tonight feels like something's coming, like something's hurtling down the road, and you're in the middle of it, staring down the headlights like a deer trapped. But you wait outside while the others inside are treated by the fanfare, the crowds, the cheers that are coming around this new couple. And already carting out by the casino's employees is a waitress with a camera asking if the happy couple would like to take some pictures of the moment.
Yeah, I don't think Burrows thinks twice. He gets himself positioned with her in his shoulder, and I think he even waves over some of the others if they're looking in his direction.
Would anyone like to be a part of the family photos?
There's no way I'm getting in that photo, but I am making sure that like wherever they send the photos to get like printed or purchased, that we are the only ones getting those photos. They stop here.
Okay. Does it sound like Burrows is taking his engagement photos alone? You can see the wild, manic ushering of all of your bodies over by Burrows and Chardonnay, who is hanging off and making sure to point exactly with her ring hand with that new giant rock to bring you guys all over.
Jackie will reluctantly, actually, she'll join the okay.
Yeah.
Jackie,
Raguel
yeah.
will cozy
this?
up with Burrows.
Are we doing this?
Yeah, we're doing okay. Just
I don't think Burrows holds it against anybody. He just wants to celebrate the moment, and he understands. Sybil is all business, so he'll take the photos with anybody who's with her.
Jackie is going just be aware, like for us. I'm gonna just Jackie's
There
gonna
we
have
go.
her like do this, specifically covering up most of the face, but we'll be like
Push the bottle service girlies in there as well. So there's like
yes.
fireworks and distractions, things you can hide behind.
Seated firmly in the lap of Burrows, but sort of draping over all of you the best that she can. Chardonnay plays the centerfold to this engagement photo. She even wraps a hand around the hips of Jackie and brings in the whole of the group there. And some bottle service girls absolutely come to round out either side. And a very happy family photo of the NGen is taken. Somewhere behind the frame is a very pensive Sybil, and even further past, out on the curb, is a Niles not pictured. This someday will arrive in a chronicle of information and evidence years from now in a Second Inquisition hole in the ground, down in the concrete underneath lamplight, and a very grizzled investigator will sit opposite a metal table and chair and cycle through these photos. But for now, instead, they are Stratosphere sponsored photos with the tower in the bottom right corner. You can buy them without the tower for $20 more. They are offered over by the same place that you've just laundered almost $2 million. And they are available comped for your luxurious stay here at the Stratosphere for this night. They're offered over to you in a variety of sizes, wallet sizes all the way up to posters if you're desired, but the posters will cost extra. Let's say that you get a few copies. Sybil, you said there was an express attempt to make sure that you are the only ones that have this photo.
Yes.
So, as you all approach, Chardonnay wrapped over Burrows the entire time. She has made no attempt to leave him. All of you crowded around that cash-out station. You find that the attendant on the other side, who has just handed you the copies of these photos after taking the time to print, as Niles is probably having their version of a cigarette out on the curb in the form of some beautiful brooding that they're so good at. You discover that they're processing these photos through files that have been uploaded from an SD card onto the computer itself, and then are photo printed there in-house from a printer not far from there, just behind the attendant. But it looks like the SD card used for those cameras must be uploaded into the computer directly, as the photographer is not far from the attendant that is handling your photos now. You believe, give me a wits and awareness.
Oh, just kidding. There we go. 2 successes.
With 2 successes, you believe that the SD card in subject is still with the camera operator and must have been transferred through to the computer and kept on file in front of you. So in your analytical mind, Sybil, you believe that there are currently 2 traces of these photos that do not belong in your hands.
How far away is the SD card? Is this display from me?
Imagine that you all are in front of a cash out station. If you're familiar, they do have those strange, almost like bank windows where it is like wooden cell bars almost in front of where the attendant speaks to you, a small hole below where they cash you out, and then almost like that strange pane that you get off of bulletproof glass in the cracks between those cell wood panels. So the camera and camera operator are on the other side with the attendant and that sort of hovel that the cash out station is in. There's a side door that staff use to enter and exit from the other side off of the left of where you guys are now. Imagine it's a little box that shoots out into the casino floor. On the left side of that box is a door in and out.
Okay. I don't want to do anything too stupid. I think I will just make sure that no one else is buying them.
Okay.
If I try anything else, it will become a second smaller heist. It's okay.
Yeah. Sybil, what's the attempt to prevent anyone from buying your pictures? They do already have, an address essentially where they will only give those out to the people who are in the photo. But are there any extra precautions you're taking here? Are you going to scope out the station?
Yeah. I'm just watching to see, making sure that we are the only ones engaging with this photo.
Okay. As the rest of you get a sense that Sybil is going through something that only Sybil can in their minds, that sort of focused determination that comes over your not-so-gangrel, you're familiar with when they get into this line of thinking. They have a plan. She is overlooking this place like a vulture, circling carrion. But for the rest of you, are you sticking around to find out what it is that she's investigating, or is the engagement bliss taking you elsewhere?
Raguel will go check on Sybil.
I think Burrows is probably going to go dance the night away with Chardonnay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Hey, you good?
Yeah, it's just, there's a photo. If somebody can catch it, then they suddenly have an image of where we are and where we were, and now we're looking into where all of this money has been going to, and I just want to make sure that the loop is closed. I already tried to fit my hand through the little hole while they were looking, and I can't actually do that. So I'm just gonna keep a watch, make sure no one takes it.
Yeah. I mean, anything I can do to help?
You can't fit your hand through the little hole and grab it, can you? That's not
I feel
really...
like that's a loaded question, and I'm not going to answer that.
Okay. That's probably best. That's probably best.
But no, I don't think I can reach in there and grab it.
Then no. I think that's fine. One, that was insane. I don't know if that means she's in the coterie now or if we have to teach her kindred things. I have no idea what to do next with that, but I can make sure no one steals things. So I'm here doing that.
Season what control you can.
Oh, when you put it like that, it seems like a symptom. This is being a leader.
It is. I agree. It is.
The symptoms of being a leader are a very painful stare in at some minimum wage casino workers on the other side of a pay station. And Raguel, it just doesn't seem to ring true that this is any forward momentum outside of perhaps some small paranoia. She has a good point, but the execution of this is lacking.
Just out of curiosity, would I have any cash on me?
Oh, absolutely. You all have had quite the night at the casino. Even with the laundering, you could have easily made some cash on the side. I'll say that you have enough in, hundreds, less than thousands. But
got it. Raguel looks to Sybil and says, "You want me to try to bribe it off the camera operator?"
Yes. That is much smarter than what I was thinking. Mm-hmm,
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea. Bribes are good.
I'll be back.
Thanks.
And I'm going to approach the camera operator with $300 and say, "Hey, buddy, my friend is really unnaturally concerned with his bride's privacy. He wanted to see if we could possibly get that SD card off you. We'll compensate you for the trouble. $300 sound good?"
there is this moment of you flashing that $300 against the glass in that windowed pane, and he notices. He comes out from that side door and around to you. You proposition it to him. Give me a manipulation plus subterfuge.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, that's actually a better pull than I anticipated.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Let's go.
Baby, that's 4 successes. Let's go.
Hey, all right. I mean, this guy can't be much older than Mal, or at least what Mal used to be. I mean, it's very clear he must be a Las Vegas native who is just trying to make the best of the situation. And the second that 300 was flashed at the window, you could tell he was a little more eager than he'd like to show on his face. And he comes up to you. He looks around. It's very clear that this is his first time ever trying to be sneaky or to attempt anything lascivious in nature. He tries desperately not to catch the eye of anyone he's working with, and he nods maybe too many times in front of your face. And he says, "So what, do you like I meet you out back or what?"
No, man, just you ever buy drugs before, man? Just like a brush of, let's palm it off.
Okay, yeah, I'll palm you. Okay. And he steps past you, and he does this strange shuffle where he becomes shoulder to shoulder with you. And he very awkwardly goes, "Man, it's so good to see you. Great seeing you, buddy. High school, right?" And he puts his hand into yours, and takes the money immediately. And then with his other, takes the SD card free from the camera and slides it into your hand. "Well, I've got to go. Good luck with the kids."
You too, sport.
He gives you a look, almost like you're betraying the backstory already, but then he lets it go because he's got his money.
Yeah.
And he gives you 2 very curt nods as if transaction completed.
Transaction complete.
And he whispers over to you, says, "I'll get the computer too. Tell your guy Congratulations. Hey, is he like important?
You ever just meet those people who just don't want to appear on social media or anything at all? Like they're almost like obsessive about it.
Yeah, my grandma.
Yeah. Listen, it's kind of like that. Like you bring up cookies on a computer and they lose their fucking mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I get it. I just could have swore he looked like someone to me. Like he's got one of those faces, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a good looking dude.
Oh, yeah. He could be a superstar.
Yep. Absolutely. Hey,
so
thanks,
what, you're
buddy.
like his bodyguard or something? Or just his best man?
I'm his bag man.
His bag
Like his body guy, you know, like, you know, like how
His
politicians, it's like they've got like body guys. Like, listen, he just asked me to do him a favor. We go way back.
Okay, so if you're a body guy, is your right arm fake and there's like a gun under your coat?
Fucking know it.
Can I touch it?
I'm just fucking with you, man. I'm just fucking with you.
All right.
Buddy.
And he goes back behind the counter and the transaction is completed. You've got the SD card and he does go straight to the computer and he types something up very quickly. He drags and drops and then he looks over you and he gives you one final and you're set off.
I give him like the 2-finger salute and then I head over to Sybil and kind of, I guess I don't want to, you know, I'll just say I got it. I'll pat my pocket.
Okay. I saw that whole thing, and I'm so glad I didn't do it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Jackie was kind of flitting around between Burrows and Chardonnay and giving congratulations. Couldn't help but overhear Bagman. And is going to literally, it's just like, walk over and be like, so you're the bag man, huh? The bag man?
The baggiest of men.
Uh-huh. He's a bag man right there. Okay. And just
Fucking
walk.
chill. Be cool.
You're teaching people how to deal drugs earlier. The back man.
Burrows, Chardonnay with her arms around you. Again, she has not let a single moment pass without touching you in some form or fashion. Even sometimes running a hand over your lower abdomen, a place that Lotta fixed up for you. And now is a source of pride, at least. She's never once complained about it. But she draws you in close. There's a lot of kissing, PDA out there on the dance floor as she's taking you in. And at one point, she reaches back just at the shoulder's length away from you. And it's clear that she wants to say something to you, and then she thinks against it. It's a look you're familiar with, John. You have this effect on women. They are transfixed by you, but they're also always a little afraid of disappointing you.
He has seen this before, and he doesn't want to ruin the night. He wants to close on tonight and make sure that it's as memorable as possible. And he pulls her in from that separation and whispers in her ear, "Honey, tonight I'm going to give you what you've been asking for. After tonight, we can stay the night at your place." And being, knowing his clan bane of not being able to stay in the same place for more than one night, he's chosen tonight as the night that he burns that evening alone with her at her place.
It's like you have read her mind as she instantly alights and she hugs you deep. And she says, "God, I thought I'd have to wait till fucking marriage or something. Okay, perfect."
I don't think this is going to be a regular thing. I'm busy, and it's probably going to be another week or two before I have the time again.
No, of course, Daddy. I know. You said the tour.
The tour.
But
Yeah, that's
I'm,
right.
I'm glad I have you for tonight, anyways. It's
No.
all like wedding night or whatever.
It'll be even better on our wedding night.
Perfect. So, are we going like now? Or do you still want to hang out with your friends?
Let's at least be packing it in around 3. How about that?
Okay.
Well, they'll give me the night, and then tomorrow I got to get back to business.
Okay. Well, do you want me to come along, or should I give you your space?
This is one of those things, honey, that I just can't quite let you in just yet. It's for your own protection.
It's okay. I can call my girlfriends. I can tell them everything.
That's what I love about you. You're so independent.
Well, I have to be for you.
Good girl. Just like does not want to acknowledge that conversation.
She immediately takes out her phone, and it is like completely under the flash. That huge diamond is being taken 1 million pictures of, and she's trying to get the perfect angle and everything. Unfortunately, she did not have her nails ready, and they are chipped and dying. But what else could you expect from a stratosphere engagement? There is the beautiful tinge of dark, puke-stained carpet underneath, and the shine of slot machines behind. But it is a beautiful picture of her palm, your wife, Chardonnay. We don't know her last name. And she sends those pictures off into a group chat, gives you a kiss on the lips, and says, I'll text you my address, and I'll see you at 3.
I'll see you soon, honey. Congrats. I love you.
She gets absolutely giddy. She tells you that she loves you back, and she starts to scream on her way out of the stratosphere as she starts to get a call from one of her girlfriends. And she gets onto the phone. She says, "You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. I'm engaged." And then just a second later, after the response of her friend, she says, "No, not him. The old guy. You remember him." And then she starts walking off.
Yeah, Burrows knows that it's a marriage of convenience for both of us, but that's fine. Got to move on.
John, is there any sort of comparison to your past engagements here? How empty does this feel in measuring up against your past loves? You are a creature at this point, a husk. There is more of a adrenaline in your body than there is blood. How does this stack up against the rest?
Yeah, I think that this is once Chardonnay has walked off to enjoy the rest of her night, I think it is when it hits Burrows. The thrill just quickly fades, and he's left with himself, and he looks across the room, and he sees the only other people in the world that understand him, and there is a hollowness to it that is frustrating, and it is nowhere near as potent as his memories of his past engagements. Really just one. And so I think that he kind of immediately goes back into the business of concerning himself with what the coterie is doing, knowing that it's really the only thing that occupies his mind long enough to keep it off of the hollowness.
Right. In that emptiness, in that march over to what you know is the only thing that gives purpose, and that is moving forward with these people, there's a song that comes to mind and fills you for a moment. It's sung low and slow and to the tune of an acoustic guitar plucked sweetly in bed with someone you swear you could remember. A song called "I Will Always Love You." And as those strings begin to play, you arrive back with the others, and we have the rest of the night here.
Well, y'all, I don't want to take up all the attention of the evening. Thank you for being a part of that. It was a little spontaneous. But maybe we should pick up Mal. It's been a minute since we've seen him.
Congratulations again. Chardonnay is going to be a very interesting addition to moving forward. Did you do a background check on her?
Do I look like someone who would do a background check on somebody?
Can I have her full name, please? Like, details? You know what? I'll do that on my own. I got that.
I was going to say, I don't know if I've actually ever asked what her last name is.
Oh my god.
Chardonnay might actually be a stage name.
Good to know. Good
Cool.
to know. Cool.
So do we have to like invite her to stuff?
No,
Like-
no. Look, everything stays the same. She's just another part of my family. You know what I mean? My
I
Cleaver
gotcha.
family. It's just one of those things that I realized I didn't protect the people that are part of my family, and well, I need another wife, another person I'm close with, and I'm taking steps towards making sure that I don't make the same mistakes as the last time. That's all.
Okay.
I understand that. And Sybil says, thinking of F.
Mm.
That I would say, if you can, just like I said, just maybe not the basement, but she's more than welcome at the club and all that.
I appreciate it. I think I'll be able to keep her out of our hair. Don't you worry about it. But this doesn't mean you all get to get out of the wedding.
Oh,
Of course not.
Oh,
I just gotta ask, John, like, this makes you happy?
He puts on the realest smile he can attempt and says, "Of course it makes me happy. It's exactly what I want. I don't do anything I don't want."
This is true. Well,
are any of
I'm
us
happy
really
for you,
happy?
if that's the case. If you mean that, I'm happy for you.
Thank you. And I promise this won't come to bite us in the ass or anything like that. I'll take full
course.
responsibility.
Of course. Why don't we just maybe pivot to the things we need to get done, huh?
Let's.
Yes.
Oh wait, we
Good-
gotta go
good
tell
call.
Mal. Let's go pick them up. I'm sure they'll love the engagement news.
Oh, yeah. I'll like send a car for him or something. I'll send an Uber for them.
No.
Why does Mal get an Uber?
If we'd like, we can. Are we sending an Uber from the church to here, or are we going to the church to meet Mal?
Oh, Mal's at the church. Then no, I will not send an Uber to the church. No.
Right
No.
now, or unless you have a plan of elsewhere you'd be.
No, I think I'm at the church. Mal didn't. I think Mal didn't get up in time. I think they got like sucked into their art project, and by the time they came out of their room, Raguel had left, and they were like, no one tells me fucking anything. And then go back in their room and keep doing their art project until something changes.
Beautiful. So in that case, are we going to meet Mal there, or are we bringing Mal to the stratosphere?
Let's go to the church so we can convene about our next course of action in relative privacy. Would be my
Are
suggestion.
we ordering a car? Are we walking?
I mean, the
How
taxi
far
did
is it?
seem the most secure option.
I guess secure is a word.
I'm gonna just. Jackie's looking around, sees the taxi line that's usually out front of all the clubs. She's gonna go ahead and like kind of request an XL cab,
Mhm.
and we'll just wait in line. And with the cash that we won, I'll even tip that the call valet, and even I'll take care of the cash of the driver. So
Got it.
Damn.
So the
You know, the crazy thing is, I could have gotten 2 new baby blues for the price of that damn ring.
oh. Wait, how much was that? No. Continue.
there is a sense of financial loss as we pay for that taxi. Just remembering that tonight, $1.9 million has left our hands essentially, and entered into the Puttanesca's bank accounts. It is a bizarre sort of revenge to give your enemies $2 million, but let's hope it works out for you. The Taxi XL eventually arrives. The panel door to the basically mom van that pulls up for you slides open, and there is enough room for all of you. Inside is a man in his 50s, clean cut, shaved basically down to a perfect square of a haircut, and a horseshoe mustache running along his face. The last of the black in his gray hair is starting to go out, and you can see this clean, perfect circle of the balding that is happening at the back of his head. And that's mainly what you see from the back of the taxi. He's very quiet. He asks you all in. The door shuts behind you once you're all in seat. A card reader in the back of the taxi past the snot screen reads that the ride has been paid for, and he puts the car into drive once you're all seated and asks for seatbelts. And outside of that, there is little to no conversation as the taxi takes out into the night. Is there anything we're looking to do in this taxi on the way over, or do we arrive at the church?
I'm in the interim of the drive. You'll see Jackie take out their cell phone and just do basically the basic search on Chardonnay, anything they can to look up, from Instagram accounts to.
Are we searching Chardonnay or Chardonnay Las Vegas? What's our direct search terms?
Chardonnay Las Vegas, Chardonnay, the Vegas guy, it's all the shardy, all of that.
In the initial searches for Chardonnay, you are listed to about 40 separate nightclubs within Las Vegas that offers Chardonnay on the menu, including a few nightclub scenes where on Friday nights they call it a Chardonnay jam instead of a champagne jam. There are nights where bottle service is half off for Chardonnay, and it continues and continues and continues until you start to get into, on page 3 or 4, local names for strippers within Las Vegas. And you find that there are numerous. Refining the search to Shardy Las Vegas, you do find, in fact, names. It is a common nickname for strippers in Las Vegas named Chardonnay, and there are many.
Yeah.
Jackie, you bring yourself into looking at these refined searches, Facebook searches, Instagrams, anything in social media that might give you a picture. And you know what? You do eventually find a blonde, box-dyed stripper named Chardonnay, who is not the woman that Burrows engaged himself to. And then you continue looking, cycling, going through, and there, 10 pages later, is the same coked up stripper you would think is her, but is not. It is not Burrows' engaged lover.
No.
It turns out there are a lot of women in Las Vegas approaching their 30s, calling themselves Chardonnay, doing drugs, box dyeing their hair, and dancing for money.
Yeah. So it's not the first time I have to do a long search into something with very little info. So if anything, it's just like, no, maybe, no. It's just this was just kind of scanning and also doing that game in your head of would you, and you're like, no, definitely, no,
Yeah.
maybe.
It's a tough search. Las Vegas is a place, as you all know, where people go to hide. And the city encourages it. All of you are hiding. None of you are who you used to be. And in a way, Chardonnay is a vampire herself. She died, and the next version of herself came to life here in Vegas. And whoever she was before isn't here now. She's better, brighter, if a little sad.
At a certain point in the ride, Burrows does turn to Sybil and Raguel and says, hey, I saw you guys haunting the front there. I appreciate you guys, obviously you're doing something to, maintain my privacy, me and Chardonnay's privacy. I appreciate that.
Here for you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here for you too.
I know you are.
Never good distraction also. I mean, yes, it's.
Should I not have done that? Not take a picture? Like, do vampires not show up on pictures?
Well, I'm technically dead, so in retrospect, that was probably a really bad idea on my part.
You can take pictures. It's just the casino kind of owns the picture a little bit, and anyone could get the picture. But it really, the more I talk to you about this, the more it seems like you really want to marry Chardonnay. Is that?
I mean, hey, I'm not getting any younger, and she I think she's good for me. I don't know. We just vibed that first night that we met, 3-4 days ago. I just think that it's just one of those things. You just know.
Yeah. If she's a Capricorn or an Aries, any kind of date of birth.
I think she said she was Scorpio.
Oh, that'll narrow down the search a little bit.
Nice.
Okay. But
Listen,
search. What do you mean search? You looking for her?
wow.
Well, she said something about an OnlyFans website.
Oh, really?
Good for her. She's an entrepreneur. That's important.
Burrows, do you know what OnlyFans is?
It's like a dancing website
Yes.
for people's fans.
Yes.
That's right.
Close enough.
They dance?
I'll say this. She'll probably be the breadwinner between the two of you.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be a little sugar baby for once.
There you go.
Honestly, you deserve that. Pat you on the shoulder. Taken care of for once. I feel like you take care of others. Let someone take care of you for once.
Everything's turning up Burrows.
Mm-hmm.
When you know, man.
Yeah.
When you know, you know.
That's
how me and Jackie ended up together.
What?
Wait, what?
It's a joke.
Oh, because I was like, when did that happen? What?
It's a joke.
That's why you're a journalist.
The taxi driver pulls up to the curb of the abandoned church, becomes confused at that being a destination, and assumes instead it must be the closed laundromat on the other side of the street. Pulls a U-turn, parks in front of that, says, here you are. Have a good night. The door swings open.
Thank you.
Jackie will actually give out a little extra tip, like maybe $40 as a thank you, and
Thanks.
mm-hmm.
Niles quickly crosses the street towards the church. Doesn't say anything.
The taxi speeds off, leaving you all on the curb there.
All right, how do I just tell Mal I got married? There's got to be some fun way to reveal it.
I mean,
Maybe we don't say anything.
You could say it from outside and see if they hear you.
I don't think they like that much attention.
Yeah, just tell her. Tell them.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think they don't like secrets being kept from them a little much. Jackie's also gonna, if no one else is gonna go, also head across the street and go into the church.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna open it up into the church, and I'm just gonna give like a whistle. See if Mal will come out wherever they are.
Where the fuck were you guys?
Where the fuck were you?
I was here. Usually y'all have to come to me because I can't talk to you.
Oh, well, personal problems and all.
Yeah, I feel like that's
Fuck
your
you,
problem. gotta come
Niles.
to us.
Y'all are
we
all
had
a ton of different. Fuck off.
We had to go to a casino. You couldn't have come in anyway. It would have been disrespectful to make you wait outside. We had to.
I would have snuck in.
We had to launder some money.
Yeah. Turns out we got the distraction covered.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mal,
sing a song?
just want to let you know I'm off the market and I'm getting married.
Ta-da!
What the fuck?
Yeah, well, the old crooner himself is married to Chardonnay. Have you met Chardonnay yet?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, beautiful Chardonnay and I, we're going to be bride and groom.
I turned slowly to like everyone in the coterie to see if he's fucking with me.
Jackie will take out her wallet and even show the little photo within the wallet of the
You
engagement.
guys took a whole photo?
And bought inserts, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mal,
One, do we have more of those?
wits plus finance roll?
Wits plus finance. Okay. I'm sure this is gonna go great. Okay.
That sounded like
One success.
Beautiful. Even with one success, you remember a summer where your sunshine, he worked many jobs, and was always sort of every month had a new one, that he spent a summer apprenticing at a jeweler's, at a mom and pop. And just judged off the photo alone, looking in at that ring, you are immediately aware that Burrows has spent more on a ring than you have ever made in your entire individual life.
Where the fuck do you get money for this kind of shit?
Well, we got it from the $2 million we laundered.
I thought we were putting that all in the Puttanesca vault. Or whatever.
Well, we needed a distraction, and so I thought maybe I'd put on a little show in my own way.
Yeah,
We did.
We laundered about 1.5, so
We did actually still. We were actually very good, and at least some of us were playing cards really well.
Yeah, Mal, so it's okay to be happy for me. We give you permission to not complain.
Mal,
I'm gonna come up next to Mal. It's like, yeah, don't complain, Mal.
I'm gonna walk around the back of Niles, and their face is really like aghast. And as they come around the other side, they go, "Burrows! Holy fuck, man! I'm so excited for you! Holy shit! Is that what you wanted?
It'll do.
That was really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty good.
thanks. I did
Razzle-dazzle
do
on
a
that.
semester of theater in high school, so.
Oh,
There it is.
All right, well, this doesn't all have to be about me tonight. How about we get to business?
You just wanted it to be all about you, dude. Make up your mind.
I want it to be about me until it's not,
No.
I get that.
as one does. As
Now
one
it's
does.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
So, we
Go
talked
ahead.
about going to Red Rocks, right?
that's where we're going.
The whites in the desert.
Sure. I'm excited about that. And then I have kind of a question for the group, because I'm not supposed to leave Vegas. Does Red Rocks count as Vegas?
Listen, if the dam counted, that'll count.
yeah.
I mean, they didn't even know I was at the dam, so I guess I can just ask for forgiveness.
They don't know.
I wouldn't.
Cool, okay.
Yeah,
Damn counts.
I would keep it out. It counts.
Now
It's-
that we are talking about it, if we go out to the Red Rocks, we might want some kind of way to guarantee that we can get a good night's rest, if you know what I mean. Like, maybe I should rent a big passenger van, we dump out all the seats, and we put a couple of boxes in there, like coffins.
Can you get an RV?
I have a van that's sunproof. I just want to bring that
Oh.
back to everyone's memory.
Alright,
It is
that's perfect.
super branded. But
We have a
we
big
can
Could we, like, paint over it or something?
we can just buy a vinyl wrap or something like
Vinyl
that.
wrap. Vinyl wrap.
Okay.
That's fine.
Matte black.
Yes.
Dig it.
Great.
Even, like, the windows and shit?
Yeah.
Damn. Cool.
Okay, so we know we can be in the desert as long as we need to, or something like that. Any other supplies we need?
well,
Don't we need an
We should gear up.
invitation?
Blood.
We need to at
Oh,
least.
that too.
We needed a way to actually get there and
Ah.
stay without being attacked.
That's what the van
well,
will
that's we
Van.
have a bigger problem than supplies, and making sure that we have a place to stay.
All right, well, what is it?
Which is?
You just can't walk into a Gangrel pack and just think you're going to get a conversation. That's not going to happen.
Are they like the Camarilla? We got to bring them some kind of little special treat.
Or, like, put a bear rug over ourselves and pretend we're a bear?
It's like a convention, right? You just have to like RSVP.
I mean, we got two gangrels right here. What is the? Je ne sais. How
Well,
do
if
you
you
say
stop talking for 5 seconds, I might be able to tell you, Jackie.
Well, how about you just get to the point?
Well, I would if you just stop yapping.
Well, it would stop happening if you just.
Oh,
said
God.
it
Kids,
himself.
kids, please. Please.
The only way to get access to talk to anybody from a Gangrel pack is to have somebody essentially bring you to the pack to talk.
Exactly.
So we have to find a Red Rock Gangrel and convince them that what we have to communicate is worth their time.
Okay, we got to find a gangrel, But my question then, the follow-up is, what exactly is it we're accomplishing while we're out there? Because as far as I know, Lazlo wants us to find, what was her name? Britannia? Eurasia?
Pandora.
Pandora, that's right. So we got to find Pandora. I know Ellis wants us out there. What did Ellis want us to do out there?
There's
wights.
the wights.
That's right. Deal with the wights.
Yeah. He's more concerned with that than that Teresa. I don't even know if he knows Teresa's on the radar, but
I don't think so.
Something's going on out in the Red Rocks, and he thinks it has to do with the clan out there.
Okay.
So
Two
we're
most
investigating.
obvious things we're doing out there?
Yeah,
Those are the primary things.
but it might also be conflated with the end of all things. So if we can hit a beat on that, that'd be nice.
It always is.
I think if we find Pandora, that's gonna put us in that direction.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm just more concerned in making sure that Ellis gets what he asked for. So I would like to give that report back soon.
We're just reporting on the whites. We're not trying to kill them.
I
You
don't
just want
think
to know
you're
what's
gonna
up
be
with
able-
them?
I don't think you're going to be able to kill a white.
Killed one. I don't know if we can kill a pack.
To clarify, Niles, in that direction, Ellis's main concern was getting communication with the Red Rock tribe back to the Anarchs.
Oh, I see.
And he believes the largest contributor to their incommunicado, their complete disappearance, is the whites.
I see.
So that was like a point of conjecture. So if you were to separate the problem of the whites from the Red Rock tribe, perhaps then you could get them talking again, or at least get them in such a mode that they were back in Vegas politics.
I see.
Oh, yeah, that was it. The Red Rock tribe is actually being hunted by whites, so they have a vested interest in.
So we're trying to help them, not hurt them.
Well, if we could
That's
help
part of
them and reopen communication with Ellis, that benefits maybe both of them. Mutual support from the Anarchs. Anarchs get what they need from the Red Rock clan.
Well, maybe then it's a matter of us telling this this connection we have, Gangrel connection, that we want to help.
I was going to say, just say we're on behalf of Ellis and all that as a sign of good faith. And that
We just got to find one, right? Do we know any?
The only Gangrels we know is Sylvie and the Conquerors. So
Is he a Red Rock tribe member?
it's not, from my understanding. If
Could
it
you
is,
and
Ellis wouldn't
Sybil-
have asked. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, would you and Sybil be able to put out feelers? Because if Sylvie doesn't know,
I don't know any Gangrels in Vegas. Have yet to come across one outside of the Conquerors. So, and even at that, they would be probably hovering around Sylvie. So, going to his bar is probably an ideal place to start. I don't know if we all want to roll deep into Sylvie's bar.
Doesn't
but
Sylvie hate us?
Sylvie
Sylvie's cool
hates
with me.
Sylvie hates me, but that's a different issue. But if we've
Can't
gotten the
see
silver
why.
dollar done, maybe his spirits are lighter.
we hopefully won some points in his book.
Well, we've at least settled the debt that we owe him, or at least, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I can go talk to Sylvie if that's the case. See if where we're at. See if he can point us in the right direction.
I mean, come on,
Maybe-
we're the watchmen. Like people aren't going to be surprised if they see us rolling deep. Let's just all go.
That doesn't. Okay. I mean, that doesn't mean shit. But sure.
I suppose
Well, how
so
about
to
Sybil?
them. Yeah.
sorry, Sybil, not to just volunteer you, but you're a Gangrel.
Yes. And I can do that thing that you're asking.
I don't believe you. What is there something? If not, if it actually will put you in danger, then we'll know.
No. I can. I just need to do some research first. But quick research.
All right. Well, maybe some of us hang back, look into that avenue. The rest of you go to Sylvie, see what Sylvie can pony up.
Yeah.
Sure. So who's coming with me?
I'll go with you.
Yeah, you've got a good relationship with them, Burrows. I think it's a good call.
All right.
Do you want to bring Mal too, just in case if you need a little tech interference? No?
Sure.
Tech interference? Or
Oh.
Sib, do you want to go so you can do your research and talk to another Gangrel?
That would help in the research. Mostly the research is, I just haven't quite gotten how gangrels work or move or speak or think quite yet.
Sure.
And as soon as I do that, I think I'll feel more comfortable with this entire mission.
Then maybe you should do some field work.
Yes. So I'll go with you.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, all right, I guess we're all going.
Cool.
All
I can
right.
wait in the car if that helps.
Whatever.
Yeah, they might not like a snitch.
Hey, if we need to go, we need to go.
So yeah, I guess we're heading to Sylvie's.
From the center of the church, sitting in that cold, drafty stone center, pews all broken, crashed, and pushed to the sides, Mal's new art piece growing across everything. You begin to hear outside of the panes of glass, those darkened, cool shaded panes, the sound of rain trickling against the sides as Vegas begins a downpour, almost on cue, a heralding of your next adventure. Outside on the curb, are we ordering another car?
I mean, Niles is going to wait, but they're going to, if it's raining, there's just kind of head a little tilted to the sky, letting the rain fall on them while you guys sort out how we're going to get to Sylvie's.
It's coming down hard, Niles. It reminds you a little bit of your time in the Pacific Northwest and just how rainy it would get during those seasons. And it's different here in the desert, colder, you feel.
Yeah, Burrows is on his flip phone trying to call for another taxi and be like, God damn, this is going to mess with my pompadour. Trying to cover his head.
We should really go to like a, what is it, CarMax. Or at least rent a car sometime.
Yeah, I need a car bad.
Burrows, go ahead and make a wits plus insight.
Oh. Surprising amount of insight for Burrows. 3 successes.
With 3 successes, your calls into that taxi service, you're starting to realize that out here in the boonies of Vegas, in more of the native town, that the cabs are all on the strip this night, trying to get as many people off of it as possible, and that's where the action is. And after the 3rd canceled driver, you get the sense that this is going to take longer than you'd like.
Shit. Well, we're going to have to trudge through this at least till we get to the strip.
Oh, sewers then.
You said go
It's
through
gonna
the
be
sewers?
wet down there
Yes.
too.
Well,
At least, yeah, but at least we won't look like soaked up rats.
actually
Unless
not a
that's
bad
the
idea.
look you're going for.
Do we know
Well,
where
the
we're
gang-
going, though? Because there's...
Yeah, I know where we're going.
Okay. All right.
So I guess we're going through the sewers.
I guess so. Just keep quiet. There's that thing down there. I don't want to attract its attention.
It's fine.
You find the nearest manhole cover, which conveniently is very close to Mal's church, just off the street there. And in a matter of moments, you find yourselves down into the sewer system, which connects to the flood tunnels. And you find that as it's begun to rain, there's already trickles of water running through this system, more so than you're used to, enough that there is this beautiful sound of rushing water that is reaching a sort of almost cordant tone that is running off the circular tunnels that run down here, like strange natural music as the earth fights against these man-made tunnels.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a walk, but you're heading south. Jackie?
Yeah, I will admit that would have made sense that there would be more water down here because of the rain.
Yeah.
I'm smart sometimes too.
Mhm.
It's okay, Jackie. You're just full of bright ideas.
Easy. Come on.
I
mean,
wouldn't
Niles
really
isn't
be.
wrong.
I'm just gonna be. I wouldn't be throwing bones around if I was you. Just that.
You
We're
also
here.
look at me and Raguel as an example. We ain't fighting all the time. We get along great.
Yeah.
You're right, because
Listen.
it's at least it is true. I do appreciate the upfrontness and not usually the passive aggressive double talk side. Oh my god. Yeah. No.
Niles just like rolls eyes and keeps moving.
I like jostle up next to Niles like a kid like next to their older sibling trying to seem cool.
Who is leading the pack in terms of navigation?
I guess me.
Yeah.
Okay. You know that, of course, Sylvie's bar is at the south edge of Vegas. As locals, you can get in amidst the blue-collar industrial parks that make up that south side. It's an odd place for a bar, but it does very well for itself. With that in mind, give me a wits plus... let's call this... And wits plus survival in terms of getting your cardinal direction correct, coordinating with the GPS on your phone, and trying to translate that into following the streets from below. Wits plus survival.
Okay, that's not bad. That'll be 3 successes.
Okay. With 3 successes, the trip does not take long, but on foot, obviously, it is much less convenient than a taxi or, say, an Uber. But you do make your way across the city and eventually come out in that South Vegas area, not far from the bar, just about a 15-minute walk. And then from that 15 minutes, you come apart into the long spiraling location that is Sylvie's bar, Sylvie's place. It has almost a dirt road quality that runs up along a series of bikes that park along the road into Sylvie's. And then, of course, there is a bike row in front of the bar itself. There are trucks lined up alongside, as well as a makeshift parking lot that has never actually been drawn lines on that runs out the back of the bar. It's almost like something you'd find out in Joshua Tree. There's much less a place you go to and more a place everyone knows about. And so pulling up, walking up the road, this place is just as busy as the Strip, but in a different capacity. It fills itself out with all types. You've never seen so many beards in your life, or sleeveless shirts, or powerful leather vests with the iconography painted along the back. Not just conquerors, but all manner of motorcycle clubs make this place a home, and you can already hear the country music fading into your ears at a low volume from halfway up the road. It's a mecca for a lot of the local scene. Inside, again, past the bodyguards who usher you in as they make eye contact, clear that they recognize you, especially Niles, and then Burrows, who obviously receives a bigger grin as the bouncers must have been told some manner of story of the patterned shirt individual walking in. But inside, the locals are playing video poker at the bar itself on small screens painted into the wood there, with big pitchers of beer on each side of the screen, hooting and hollering as they lose their month's paycheck on those blinking tinking lights. The country music that is playing through is a local band on the smallest stage you've ever seen, probably a 5x5 square in the corner that has enough for the drums to be propped up and the 2 guitarists and vocalists to be in the floor with everyone else. It has a second floor that goes up into Sylvie's domain. You know that to be exactly where he hosts himself, and it seems that the locals are kept down here. It's a heavy kindred presence. You feel as though you can mark out a few faces in the crowd that absolutely bear fangs. But outside of that, it is truly still local Vegas. And you know Sylvie to be upstairs. The bouncers guarding that upper stairs area are already making eyes in the direction of the NGen as you all stick out like a sore fucking thumb besides Niles. But here you are, Sylvie's place.
I'll walk up to the bouncers guarding the staircase and just say simply, we're here to talk to Sylvie. Is he around?
Yeah, he's upstairs. Let me go ask him if he's in the mood for talking.
Okay.
And they march up the stairs.
Burrows looks around and he's trying to look for any recognizable faces he remembers dealing with the conquerors back when they were claiming the bar. He's just curious if any of them are still here.
Give me a composure plus investigation.
Composure is pretty good. And investigation is not good at all. 3 successes.
With 3 successes, you do mark the eyes of someone that you recognize from that strange interaction in the center of Club Canaan before it truly became yours. You think that, without a doubt, this individual was there that night when you ran the Conquerors out of town.
Yeah, I'll probably feel that feeling in my belly of when he shot at me, and I'll just give him a manly chin in their direction.
You receive the same manly chin back and a subtle little smirk in your direction, and you can see that he whispers something to his buddies, and 3 of them look in your direction as well. There is a bizarre, tenuous respect in that room. It reminds you a little of the feeling of Elysium, but in a much more looser context. And the look that you receive, Burrows, is definitely one of proud caution in your direction. You're imposing a figure to them.
Yeah, as we wait for the call for Sylvie, I'll just go up to the bartender and order them a couple of shots for each one that I recognize.
Okay, beautiful. By the end of it, you do end up spending some money on those shots as you start to recognize more and more as you're in this room. It doesn't yet feel like enemy territory, but as soon as you buy the first shot, the second shot comes quick, the third shot comes quick, and sooner or later, all of your gunshot enemies are now sipping shots from you personally. The bouncer comes back down from the stairs, makes eye contact with you, Niles, and nods his head in your direction, and then he points up the stairs and steps out of all of your way.
I walk upstairs immediately.
Ditto.
Anyone staying down on the first, or can I assume we're all up on the second?
Yeah, I will follow, yes.
Mal, taking your first step the stairs, you hear a huge groan of the crowd in this place as there is a whine of awful feedback in the subwoofers that are right out in front of that country band. And what was first a beautiful bluesy solo that was just beginning has now bled into ear-screeching screams as you step past. But by the second stair, you are already fixed of the situation and instead ruining the football game that is on the TV behind the bar there. Another impatient gasp from the people drinking beer as they lose their favorite game to the goth in the corner.
I take the stairs so goddamn slow.
It is like with every new step, a scream goes up in the room of the next electronic thing you break as the video poker machines on the center begin to dash up the money until it reaches a fever pitch of them winning huge amounts, and then immediately drops it to 0, and it's like the stock market has crashed as they have lost every penny they have put into the damn machine. And you can see one individual goes, "What the fuck?" and he takes a beer bottle and crashes it into the video poker machine. "You all owe me my fucking money!" and starts a verbal dispute with the bartender behind the way.
Oops.
But by that time, you all have arrived at the top of the stairs, and we're going to take a short 10-minute break before we hear from Sylvie on the next moves into the Red Rocks. Beautiful. In Sylvie's place on the second floor, as the sound of the local band is drowned out by what feels like some level of separation between the two worlds. You leave humanity and you rejoin somewhere where you belong. That makes more sense to anyone else. You are back in the world of the dead. You're back with Sylvie. He is seated in that back booth without those individuals he had the last you saw them. No more women with exposed breasts. Instead, traded for something at least a little more interesting to Niles, seated across from him in slow conversation with a circle of guards protecting the situation, is the tattooed Korean individual, Hugh, sitting across from him. They seem to be deep in conversation for some time, it seems like. And the second that you all round up the stairs, Hugh gets this devilish little grin on his face, seeing that Niles has entered the room, and even more so that the NGen is making an appearance at this time. Sylvie, that bald individual, shaved down and shorn to his head, with those mutton chop beards the goatee replaced, squat and muscled, almost like a Wolverine build to him, is staring as well over a low pair of sunglasses bridged on the bottom of his nose, over at the appearance of all of you. The conversation cuts to a close as the room becomes a little eerily silent as the NGen make themselves known. Sylvie speaks from the silence in direction to all of you as you file out onto the wood floor, and says, well, fucking well.
Sylvie. Niles will walk over. She's gonna cast a glance over to Hugh, just for a second, but then move it back over to Sylvie.
Hugh definitely meets your eyes and tries to hold them as long as he can, and he nods in your direction. The sort of I can be professional that is true of every couple far too into each other. In any situation like this, it's clear that Hugh, to everyone in the room, it's clear to Hugh that Hugh has an affinity for Niles. Sylvie meets your eyes and takes your hand, Niles, and shakes it, and introduces you all into the booth and sets out some additional chairs out on the other side for those of you who don't fit. Already, it is more of a inviting circumstance than the last you saw Sylvie and the time before that, Niles. There is a quiet in him that you haven't seen before. He's measuring, but he's not attacking, as he's so quick to do in every other situation.
Niles is very surprised by the change of tone to Sylvie, given the circumstances, but they will shake his hand and sit down in the booth.
As Burrows sits, he turns to Sylvie and says, Sylvie, I hope great fortune has fallen upon you since we last saw you.
Oh, yeah, I've had some weird things happen in my life. Some things have recently come into my possession that are worth quite a bit. So, yeah, I'd say that there's been a windfall for old Sylvie.
Good things happen to good people, brother. It's good to hear.
Yeah. I guess I have the NGen to thank for that, huh? Hugh was telling me about all the escapades you all have been having ever so recently, and I guess he's been talking you up. Though he doesn't have to, given how grateful, and he says it with a tinge to the word, I am that all of you took the silver dollar from me. Sit, everybody. Let's talk. I want to hear what it is you came to say. But let's talk as friends.
Cool. If everybody sits down, Niles will say, we're just wanting to follow up about the silver dollar predominantly. And then we also have a question to ask.
Yeah, I figured no one gives a reach around without expecting the hand to come their way.
Actually, I'd argue what we're offering is going to help you, if anything. You see, we're thinking about heading out to the Red Rocks, and I'm going to kind of lean in a little bit, trying to see if I can goad him into just being more interested in this. But we need a contact. We know the protocol when it comes to communicating with the tribes out there. Somebody in particular that might be a good representative for us of that Gangrel tribe.
You can see the smirk in Sylvie's face as you mention the protocol that is used in speaking with Gangrel. It is a different situation to Sylvie's bar for sure. The introduction to this tribe, if you can even call it, the pack of bikers that Sylvie runs, didn't exactly get the same protocol from all of you in introduction. But it's clear that he admires that you would attempt to understand the culture, Burrows. Could you roll me an insight plus composure? Which,
Insight?
if I know Burrows, that's probably a good pool.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you for being so kind and benevolent. All right.
Of course.
It's your engagement night.
Yeah, I gotta celebrate you before what I do to you in the desert.
4 successes.
Okay, with 4 successes, there is like an exchange, a small exchange between Sylvie and Hugh. Hugh, you can tell in his eyes, is surprised that this is being brought to Sylvie. And you can tell from Sylvie that Sylvie is chomping at the bit to discuss the Red Rocks. But the energy about him is a lot more akin to the times we've met Sylvie before. There is a fire that begins in the fireplace within his stomach. The hearth within Sylvie is just starting to light up at the mention. He looks to you, Burrows, and he says, yeah, there can be a few rules when it comes to speaking to my people. But the Red Rock tribes, they've got even more. It's like when you meet a wild animal, right? First step is we size each other up. And he does drift his eyes over to Sybil and meets their eyes as he's mentioning the behaviors of wild animals. Sometimes you have to suss out whether the other one's worth anything. If they can stand up for what's yours. And if they can, that means trouble for you. So we came up with some rules, some protocol, absolutely. Not that there are many rules to the earth, the natural world. It takes care of itself. If you want to see the Red Rocks, I gotta ask why. What's the plan?
Burrows will turn to the others who I believe have a stronger sense of what we're doing.
Jackie's gonna look specifically and kind of cough to Sybil and Niles, like,
As I understand it, we haven't heard from the Red Rocks tribe in a little bit. We're hoping to fix that. Number 1.
Yeah, us being watchmen and all kind of air quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you've been sucking off both sides. Listen, why do we need the Red Rocks anyways? You're going out there to get them what, talking again? I think this city has been pretty calm without them.
I mean, that's not for us to decide, right?
We're just
Why
little
not?
cogs in a wheel, Sylvie.
Maybe you are.
So quiet in one territory is noise in another. Does that kind of make you nervous?
I like how noisy I've been. And I'm not excited to see Morgan around this place ever again.
Morgan?
Runs up the tribes. Owns the rocks.
Well, what if we could broker some kind of conversation with him where we encourage him to stay out there? Tell him it's a better business. That you have Vegas all to yourself.
Yeah, I might be open to a thing like that. And Hugh, again, is looking from the conversation to each of you and measuring the distance. It's hard to read him for his play in this conversation. He is a very good negotiator, and you imagine it's why he's brought to conversations like these. Ellis is a warrior king, and every warrior king needs someone in his court that can actually hold a conversation. And Hugh has not played his cards. The poker game that is happening at this table is a quiet one, at least on two sides of the table. Mm-hmm. He does flip between all of you, and Sylvie speaks up. Oh. Not against the Red Rocks not having Vegas, but I don't know how you'd guarantee a thing like that. I kind of like them where they are, backed into a corner. As long as I don't go into that corner, I think I'll be fine.
Gotta admit, he's got us there, folks. I'll turn to my friends.
Think of it as an intelligence gathering effort. We need to know what they're up to. You're more informed. Ellis is more informed. We get a good ground truth of what's happening out there.
And I don't see why we can't share the same information with you. Some of the stuff that we gather with that intel.
And now look, Ellis has told us to deal with this white situation that I think is what's keeping the two to talking. If you can offer us something that makes it worth it, we'd consider leaving those whites just right where they're at.
That's an interesting proposal. And now Hugh's eyes are alight as he looks directly in Niles's point of view. You can tell that Hugh has begun to show. There is a panic behind those eyes. And you can see that this vein in the side of Hugh's neck begins to bulge a little as that muscled frame, that, clearly powerful frame begins to tense from stress of this situation.
Regardless if we leave the Red Rocks to their exploits or their fate out in the desert, we still need to at least put eyes on them. If you're not willing to go into a corner, then you don't have any idea what's happening out there and how they might be able to get out of the corner on their own.
You're right. We ought to know everything that's going on where we own. And in a territory like this, you need to see every inch of it. I like that bird of yours, huh?
Yeah.
But I'd be open to a conversation about maybe leaving the old crazy fucks right where they are, hurting the Red Rocks. If you could guarantee that the whites stay where they are, sure, maybe I can get you in contact. But you said you wanted more on the table, Burrows. What is it you all want? Let's sweeten the pot.
Well, we're doing something for Ellis by checking on these whites. Being in his good graces would be really all that we're looking for. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know, gang. What would anything jump to mind for y'all?
If you all need to take some time to talk about it, the negotiation is still on the table. I got nowhere to be.
I'll admit I did spring this out of the blue, so they might need a second to take it in.
Yeah. Listen, whites, in your experience, Sylvie, I'm sure you know where there's one white, there's many, many, many more. That's a problem for you and your people. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would. The problem is we never seen it like this.
That's the problem.
You all
So
know
what's
what a
causing
white
it?
is?
Yeah, we killed one.
I do.
Yeah,
Never seen
vampire
it.
gone feral.
Good.
Hungry.
I don't know why they're happening in armies.
That's what we need to find out.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah, didn't
intelligence.
someone say they were planning now, and that's abnormal?
They're organizing.
We can't have that. You know that.
So going back to my original point, intelligence gathering. Why are they forming up? Why are they organized? How many of them are there? Does it present a threat to your operations? That's all information that is of immense value to you.
How about this, Sylvie? You're asking about what I want. How about the next time, if we do this for you, how about the next time we walk through this bar, you don't look at us like you want to take a piss on us. You maybe look at us as a friend, as somebody that's trying to rub your back, and, in return, we get a little sweetness ourselves.
So you just want to be a little closer.
It always helps to be closer to someone like you.
All right. Hell, it doesn't take much for me in this situation. Sure, you keep the whites right where they are. I can guarantee we'll be a little closer by the end of it. Can't guarantee anything else that's going to happen to you, but maybe I can open a door for you.
I appreciate it.
Are we in agreement?
Sure.
Well, have you ever been to Club Canaan, Sylvie?
Is that piece of shit you guys got out in Naked City?
Yeah, the one we stole from the Conquerors.
Yeah.
He looks like a kick dog for just a moment as he returns a glare over in your direction, Burrows. It's almost like you can see him liking you a little less with that comment.
Oh, what happened to friendly?
A little sweet and a spice never hurt nobody.
Yeah, you gotta whip him a little bit before
Yeah, I'm just busting his balls. He gets I'm kidding.
Sure.
Exactly.
I'm known for my sense of humor.
Well, if we leave the whites where they are, I think it's worth a little payment. You just come by, order a drink. Consider it a gift. I would consider it a gift.
So the only thing you want in return for making sure the Red Rocks are hurt is that I come to your fucking bar?
And order a drink.
He is measuring each of you, and it again becomes stunningly quiet. Sybil, make a manipulation plus persuasion.
Oh boy.
I lean over to Raguel and whisper so quietly, I'm so lost on what we're trying to barter for. Holy fuck.
This is not good. This is not good. This is not good.
Oh, this isn't good? Okay, good. Well, I'm glad someone knows that.
Now you can see that Sylvie bats his eyes in your direction for just a moment, and his left ear twitches. He turns back to Sybil.
That's
like
3 successes.
I put my hand
3
by my ear
successes.
and flick it too.
Do you have a preference on what I order?
No, that's part of the appeal. I want to see what you want.
Do you all keep Modelo?
We do now.
Yes.
He looks over to Hugh, and the two lock eyes for a moment. It's almost as though there is this silent conversation. And then he turns back to all of you. Sure. What do I have to lose?
Great.
Great. I think that means we can do business then. If you want to get to the Red Rocks, it's really simple. I'm going to give you an address. It's a by road off of the freeway, deep into the nature. And eventually, at these coordinates, you're going to find somebody. They live in an old piece of shit trailer. Good woman. You'll like them. Give me one moment here, folks.
I do also want to say for the record that Sybil has unbuttoned one button in her shirt during this conversation. Wet and Wild.
In a horny way or in a I'm not uptight way?
No, I'm not uptight way. This is not horny at all.
I think Mal watched that happen and was like, I don't know what that is.
No,
What's
I want
this
you to
supposed to
come
be?
over and I want you to order a drink. And it takes a while. She's just like,
Mal is staring so aggressively, trying to like parse what the vibe of this is.
You're looking for an old woman in a trailer at these coordinates. She's hard as fucking nails, but she's been with the Red Rocks for longer than I've known her. Her name is Warden Kiva, but she goes by Howls in the Dust. Don't call her that until she likes you. Stick to Kiva.
Does Kiva have... Is there anything that you would recommend that we should bring to Kiva?
You
To
could
show-
bring a gift, sure, but you're gonna look like the submissive.
Nah, we don't
So it
want
depends
that.
on what you like. She's the keeper of the trials. It's the only way into the Red Rocks. Don't tell her that I sent you. Tell her you heard from a friend. That you want to meet the Coyotes. And in a moment, the bouncer provides Sylvie with a little post-it note and a pen. And he scrawls out GPS location and a set of coordinates. And he crosses it across the table there to all of you. That calls us square. You hold up your deal, and I don't have to see the Red Rocks in my city, and we'll all be buddies and share a drink.
Burrows takes the coordinates and kind of folds it in half and then puts it in his pocket and says, this means a lot to us. Appreciate it, Sylvie.
Yeah, sure.
And we'll happily provide, like I said, information when you come over for a drink, too, so we can actually have a nice talk.
Yeah. Sounds good.
We have a dog.
What kind?
I don't know. He's old as fuck, but he's nice. His name's
German
Rufus.
Shepherd. Rufus.
Shepherd's a good dog. You've been training him?
I look to Raguel.
Yeah. He's been
You
with me
understand
for
they need a lot of discipline. Does he have a job?
guarding the club.
He guards the club.
Is he any good at it? He knows what he's doing?
it's the
I
best.
think so.
Former canine or what?
He's
No,
still a canine,
no.
as far as I understand.
No,
I think
no.
he means a working dog.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I don't know.
No, he was. I found him in a homeless camp when I died. And,
He's a rescue?
Yeah.
What's his breed like? He purebred or what?
I think he's a little bit mixed.
Yeah, I'll come see your dog.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay.
Everyone
get the
loves a
fuck out.
dog.
Jackie immediately is going to get up without a word and be probably the first one out the door.
Yeah, Burrows is up.
I put my hand by my ear and flick it again, and then I walk out.
He looks at you directly, makes eyes, and grins, but not in any good way. It is almost, it's creepy. Gives a
Like
chill
a
up
dog
your
baring
spine.
their teeth kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mal does it back.
As we walk outside, at least my intention is to go outside of the club.
Yeah.
I think we're done with our business. Burrows is going to turn to the others and say, how about we take a walk? Actually, he's going to look out and see if it's still raining.
Yeah, it is still coming down,
Damn.
and it's coming down harder.
Do we want to go? We should go somewhere to speak.
Yeah.
We really need to.
Sewers?
Club.
We can always hang in the church too.
Still, we got to walk back to the church.
Right, yeah. That's the thing.
I mean,
What's
I'm
clo-
okay if the rain's warm at least.
What's closer, Caleb? The club or the church?
Club.
Yeah, head to the
Go
club.
back to the club.
All right.
Yeah.
As you all are discussing the next moves and starting to walk back down the hill there, Hugh has arrived from that front door and caught up to the group. And he comes up to Niles and catches you all and says, hey, but before you guys go, you think I could come with? I think maybe we need to talk priorities.
I agree with that.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
He looks directly at Niles. You don't mind?
No, I don't mind at all. Yeah,
Good.
please.
Okay. All right. I've got my car if some of you want to ride.
That'd be
There
great.
we go.
Actually, I think we have enough seats for everyone but one. And looks at Niles.
I can go with you. That's not a problem.
You sure? You sure?
It's better than sitting in that god-awful taxi that you're gonna call.
Well, we just have another car now.
It's whatever. It's whatever. I mean, we can do.
Niles, do you want to ride with your boyfriend or what?
Oh my gosh, forget this.
It's gonna walk
Jackie
away.
is going to basically pump out her fleetness of and just going to zip out and is gone.
Okay.
She'll meet you at the club. She's running
I'm
it.
gonna go in the opposite direction wherever Hugh's car is. Hopefully, it is in the opposite direction. I just glare at Mal, and then I leave.
Yeah, Hugh does walk you over. Is anyone going with Hugh and Niles in the car there, or are we splitting that group up? Just making sure.
I think Burrows is going to go with Sybil and Raguel at the least, wherever they're going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we jump in like a taxi?
Yeah, we took the taxi out there.
Okay. So while we're in the taxi, Burrows is going to kind of turn to the three of you and say, hey, listen, I was just saying whatever got us that information, by the way. Whether we take out the whites or not, I don't really care. I mean, to be honest with you, Sylvie's kind of getting on my bad side at this point. I mean, I've done so much work for these fucking, anarchs, and this guy wants to keep spitting in our face. Forget him. I don't care if we go back on anything we say to him.
Well, the problem is there's always repercussions to that, Burrows. I mean, we committed to something, and if we don't follow through, that hurts us.
Burrows, doesn't compute that in the sense that he has been winning for the last week and a half, and so he just doesn't understand the thought of him losing at any point. And so he's like, I don't know, man. I think Ellis likes me more anyway. I mean, did you see those conquerors in that bar? They were looking at me, man. I think they respect me.
Yeah, I believe it. I just, we can't commit to things that we're not willing to follow through on, and we can't let those things stay where they are, because my God, Burrows, you don't know what they're doing to that tribe.
Well, shit, now you're making me feel like I did the wrong thing.
We promised that we would leave the whites where they are. Technically, if I've learned anything about the other Gangrel, it's that your word is your bond. We didn't say we'd leave them alive, although I'm sure they'll be checking for that. We said we'd leave them where they are.
I think that's the implication. He wants them alive to keep the tribe where they are.
It is. And we just need to make sure that they stay where they are. We're not trying to empower them to take over Vegas. We can still be big and scary. We can be the tower if we need to be.
I mean, he's going to dislike us whether we do the job or not. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting at.
I feel like I'm screaming into the fucking void here. Do we not know what these fucking whites are going to do?
I hear you. It's not. The reality of the situation isn't looking good, but I'm focused on Sylvie thinking we're doing good. As long as he thinks that we're fulfilling our promises, we can do what we actually want to do, which is get rid of the whites. At least, as I understand.
I'm all for killing those things.
Yeah, we go back and we tell him, we left them right where they are, or they're dead. He's going to call us smart asses, and we're going to be back on the back foot.
Yeah, but he said he doesn't want to go to that corner. So if he doesn't go to the corner to check anyway, he's not going to know, one way or another.
Yeah, so lie to him.
Yeah, I don't love the concession, but of the concessions we've made, it's not the worst one. I also really want him to be at the bar having that drink, because honestly, I'd love to have Chardonnay's bachelorette party there, and then we just have a couple of pictures of him in our bar, and use them potentially as blackmail. That's what I've been thinking about.
I get your concern, man, but think about what we've accomplished in the last couple of weeks. I mean, the Puttanescos are on the back foot. I feel like, I mean, Sylvie, who's Sylvie to us? I mean, I feel I'm more Anarch than Camarilla, but I feel like I could easily do Sylvie's job.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm realizing all these folks in their high towers, they're going to be on the back foot when you do something they aren't expecting. That's kind of what we're doing.
That's what we're known for, at least.
Yeah. There's just always a second foot waiting to drop.
We got a lot of second feet, though. There's like 6 of us.
Listen, I know y'all think I'm just full of shit half the time. Don't get fucking cocky.
I hear you.
In the other car, Hugh goes around to the passenger side to open the door for you, Niles, to his BMW 5 Series. It's in full black. It's dusted from the tires up. He'll need a car wash just from driving out here. It's immaculately clean. Hugh is very neat with it. And the only thing truly sparsing up the back there is a hung up pair of scrubs off of the hanger that runs in the passenger side of the back row. It's clear this is his commuting car for around Vegas. He shuts the door for you. He gets into the driver's side and he pulls out and he starts driving in the direction following the taxi behind. He almost immediately puts a hand over your leg as he drives, one hand over the steering wheel, the other with you. And he can't stop himself from every so often taking his eyes off the road just to look over and see that you're there and smile. He says, wow, your friends are fucking crazy, huh?
I feel like I've told you this like several times and then you don't believe me, and then I come home with like a burnt like off jacket and like covered in blood, and you keep saying the same thing.
I know. I'm sorry. I know how crazy they are physically. I just never thought they'd be so crazy with their fucking mouths.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna start believing you because, oh my God.
Yeah.
He didn't really just say that shit about Ellis, huh?
Just right out there. Tact is not necessarily the adjectives used when it comes to describing NGen.
Listen, there were a lot of live bombs left in that room there. I mean, Sylvie could go right now to your boy and say, hey, they're spouting out about doing the exact opposite of what you asked them to. This is dangerous. I mean, it's good negotiation. Burrows has got a mouth for fucking days. And obviously Sylvie took the bait because you got the name, but oh my God. I mean, it's like a live fire you just threw yourselves into. Like, how the fuck is that going to go well if he decides he doesn't like you?
Hey, yeah. I think Niles like puts a hand on his hand that he's got on his thigh. And I was like, hey, yeah, I know.
Sorry.
It's a lot. Yeah, I had a vision for the conversation. It didn't go, but I don't pipe up enough, I guess.
Well, you should. Yeah. You're clearer than some of this. I mean, I'm not saying you're not reckless, but maybe the least reckless of that group, which is really saying something.
Yeah, that's not the bar I want to set, but yeah, it gets sorted. It'll figure out. We'll find a way to keep Sylvie occupied. I mean, he's got his silver dollar casino now, so maybe he can focus on that while we take whatever these next steps are.
Listen, I know it didn't seem like it, but I've known Sylvie a little longer than all of you have, and I mean, he's impressed. I think the only reason you got anything out of him today, and the only reason you've got any sort of tenuous trust, is because of what you guys did. So don't think this isn't a win. He still wants to piss on all of you, but all bad dogs do.
Yeah, it's a good thing, but can we take 5 seconds to not talk about the inner workings of Vegas and
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. I'm not asking you to apologize. I just want to have like 5 seconds. I feel like I haven't seen you in months. I
know.
I
know. I'm sorry. I've had 20 years of this and only a year of everything that you are to me. I'm still getting used to switching over sometimes.
Yeah, no, look, listen. I'm the same. I don't know what it's like to be in a coterie, but it feels like we're just shotgunning from one place to another. And thank God we can't fucking breathe, I guess, because if not, it's like we're not coming up for air. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's good to see you.
It's good to see you. I feel like, I don't know, we've been on separate poles. And mine didn't have Santa, so I hope yours did.
Well, fortunately, I didn't see him. No gifts, but at least there's this. And it's good because I was already thinking about asking if you were around for a drive. And look, we at least get a little bit, right?
It's fate, yeah.
Something. And now you're gonna come out with us to the Red Rocks, or at least just for the conversation?
No. I think if your party has enough wreck left, they might point it my direction, let me come along. I think as Ellis's advisor, I think it would be in his best efforts that I make sure you guys don't do the thing you said to Sylvie. So, I'd love to take a hike with you.
Listen, if you want to try to rein this in, go ahead. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you try, but at least we can do something together for once.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at wrangling. I like to think I've got a gentle guide.
Yeah.
So you've been, all things considered, I guess. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a little hungry. Other than that, things have been okay. Just following them and keeping up with all of this. So yeah, good as one can be when you're busy on the job, right?
Yeah. Listen, we're gonna figure this out, and as busy as it also gets quiet.
Yeah.
And when it's quiet, we'll have more of this.
I hope so. I could use a little bit of quiet.
Yeah. You look tired. And he just sort of brushes some of the hair out of your face and holds your face for a while, and then realizes he's driving and looks back to the road and says, "Oh, fuck."
Eyes on the road.
Sorry. Eventually, we arrive at the club in Naked City.
When Niles and Hugh walk in, it looks as if Burrows has just gotten his asshole reamed by Raguel and Sybil, and he immediately turns in an apologetic tone towards Hugh and is like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know right off the bat that this is Team Ellis, and there is no way that we would ever fuck him over. Just want to let you know that was all an act to get that information."
I think you are so lucky that I like Niles as much as I do, because wow, that was an exercise in trust for everyone in the room.
It's just, I'm a good talker, and I took a risk, and I realize now it could have been, probably is a mistake.
No, it's a good risk. Listen, you can play this the way you need to, but you're playing hearts and trying to crash out, right? It's the hardest play in hearts. You got to keep going. You gotta lie now. That's my best advice. Listen, let's get in the club. Let's go downstairs. We'll talk. And I think it's best if I come with you guys.
Ooh, now's his boyfriend's coming on a trip.
I'm gonna walk behind.
ribs.
No.
Jackie's gonna come out of the basement first, like, wow, you guys took forever, and came out with shots.
Everyone's getting booed up.
Down in the cellar of Club Canaan, what is it that you guys would like to discuss before we make moves for the rest of this night and then into the Red Rocks?
What does you have to say? But yeah, let's talk about what's left to do.
Can I just get the car wrapped?
Yeah, we'll say that you
Okay.
give a call into F, and F says that he'll find any mechanic he can 1 o'clock in the morning to wrap the car. But yes, he'll accomplish that for you. Basically, he's going to mat out the windows of, I believe we're talking about the circus van, or are we talking about
Yes.
the panel van?
No, fully wrapping a car I don't own.
Beautiful. The dancing clown van is parked outside of the blood bank of yours, the nonprofit, the Carrion House, and F is violently looking through YouTube for the best YouTube tutorial on wrapping a car, and it's him in front of these boxes of wrap because he couldn't find anyone to do it, and he's got a box cutter, the wrap in one hand, and the phone sitting in the center as he keeps looking up and down at the windows. But that will absolutely happen. The car, consider it wrapped.
Great.
Anything else that we would like to talk about in the bottom of Club Canaan?
What do we think? We need about a week's worth of blood bags?
Tequila? Or for us? Oh, sorry. For you
For
guys.
us, yeah.
Oh, as a gift? Were you thinking about
We
the
shouldn't give a gift to Kiva.
Yeah,
he's thinking
That's what
about
I was
the
thinking.
desert.
I'm thinking about
yeah.
the desert, that's right.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a lot more trepidatious than you think. Traveling out there, a lot of people die. The sun comes a lot easier, and it's not exactly like you have a lot of places to go. Food, provisions, weapons, somewhere to sleep every night. It's essential, or you're going to be toast.
Niles. Spoons.
What about it?
Could you do recon?
From the van?
Well, at least at nights, or at least a couple times at least ahead.
Spoons can
Just,
keep watch over us while we're out there. Yeah.
No,
or at
that's
least
good.
even go up ahead if so wish.
I can do that.
Hugh mentioned some guns. I mean, sorry for my ignorance, but should we get silver bullets?
Is that racist?
It's not
Only
racist.
if you're pointing
Okay.
them in the direction of the guru, I guess. But if you think you're running into werewolves, maybe. But you'd need true silver. I think it'd be more preparation than you need. I think you just
Alright.
need something that can put a hole in things if you need to.
Yeah. Yeah, we need guns.
Actually,
Yeah.
You have some left over. This is Caleb speaking. You
Yeah.
have some left over from the heist that we didn't necessarily use across the board. I believe it was a couple of handguns and a
Shotgun.
rifle,
Shotgun.
a shotgun,
Yeah.
and then we do still have the rifle from the Lamia. So
I also
Yeah,
have a
some-
I'm
knife.
gonna-
Yeah.
I am going to take that rifle.
All right. Yeah, I think Burrows will go to the place that we've hit it and just start handing them out again.
in the Ministry of Cinematics here, this is very Ocean's 11. As soon as Burrows mentions the line, "We're gonna need guns," right? Cuts to a portion of you in the circus van, doors open, piling the gun cases inside. All of these things being accomplished as we discuss them in Club Canaan.
I mean, the only thing Niles really needs in terms of prep outside of a gun is I do need to either eat and tank off or siphon as much bags of my own to bring. At least 2. For myself.
how hungry are you, Niles?
I'm at 3, so I am peckish.
Interesting.
Honestly, because I can get regular blood bags for us for the week. But if you need to go eat and get your sort of plant-based stuff, we can do that too.
Well, Niles will be in need of bags of vitae, which you all know is harder to come by. But you could essentially bag at the fountain
Yeah,
and
that's what I was
top
thinking.
off before you go. Would you like to assume that you do so?
Yeah, if it's possible to both knock me down to 1 hunger and at least get me 2 bags from the fountain, I would love that.
Okay. So, with that in mind, go ahead and give me 1 second. Give me a composure plus science as you try to accumulate a few healthy bags of blood and break into the tap that is this woman down in the cellar.
Oh, it's nothing but composure.
Alright.
Oh, but 2 successes.
There you go. I'll assume that Hugh came with you and tried his best to teach you how it is to break into someone's forearm. And like a bad nurse learning on day one, he tries desperately to teach you. You do your absolute best, and you probably pass with a C-. But eventually, the geyser is broke, and you fill 2 bags full of vitae, and you're able to drink through to your fill. Imagine that you are at hunger 1, and that you have those 2 bags of vitae.
Beautiful.
Vitae,
I do think.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I do think in a moment of privacy during this montage, Burrows would have approached Niles and been like, "Hey, you know, I'm still a thing, right? You if you need it from me, right? Or is that like in case of emergency only?"
I mean, I could siphon if you're comfortable with like bagging, yeah. But
Well, I mean, you seem real uncomfortable sharing that with the rest of the group, so maybe we do it in private, and I'll try to put a bag together for you.
there's just implications if you say that stuff out loud.
Yeah, I'm learning, and when I talk, things get said that maybe shouldn't be said. But
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought, to be honest with you. Look, maybe if we want to keep it as an emergency or something, but otherwise, I can try.
I appreciate it. It's gonna make you hungrier, so why don't we just keep it to a last resort kind of thing?
All right, cool. I just, I want my number 1 soldier being in good shape. That's all. Give him a pat on the shoulder.
At the phrase of number 1 soldier, you might hear Jackie in the background going.
This was done in private.
Oh, Jackie's not. Yeah,
Jackie doesn't hear.
But
It's off in the. It's felt in the force. It's felt in the force.
The midi-chlorians transmit it.
Randomly just goes.
No. I think the 2 bags will be enough. We'll be okay. But I appreciate the offer. We'll keep it in mind.
Yeah, Burrows doesn't think there's anything wrong and gives him a thumbs up and continues.
Also during this, sorry.
Go ahead, Mel.
Also during this, I'm gonna sidle over to Sybil and kind of lean over and say, "Do you remember when I asked if F could deliver a message for me?"
Yes, and I said yes.
Can that happen this week, maybe?
Right now, during this time.
No, well, I know he's doing stuff for you, but just like when we're gone and he's not doing stuff for you right at this very moment,
What's the message, Mal? What's the message?
Oh, I have it here. It's on a piece of paper. Don't read it.
It's a note. We're passing notes.
Yeah.
I will do this. Yes. And that's it. You just asked me to do something, and you didn't offer like your leg or the next 20 years of your life or anything.
I mean, I think you're gonna have the next 20 years of my life no matter what.
Thank you. Almost. B- negotiation.
Hey, I'll take a B-. That's better than I did in most classes.
Okay.
How do I negotiate from here? What do I like? What do you want in return?
Nope. I already said it. I will do it.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. This is going to your girlfriend at the club?
She's not my girlfriend.
Okay.
She also thinks Bride's a part of the mafia, so I have to deal with that at some point. But
hey, okay.
Yeah, and then she was like, "Don't get tangled up in it," and I said, "Oh no, I won't." And this is way worse than the mafia. So
did you tell her you're disappearing for a week and going into the desert where you might die?
No, because I can't even fucking talk to her because Bride gets in the way every goddamn time.
Is that in this message?
Maybe. Okay. I might have said we're going away for a little bit, and I might have said meet me at a different club. I don't know. Who knows what's in there? I do. You don't.
Okay. And I will deliver that message on that note.
Thank you. I appreciate you, boss.
No, you don't have to call me that. No,
okay, cool.
That feels no.
Sybil.
Colleague. Or my name. Great.
Cool.
I'll do
Thanks.
that. I'm just going to take a picture of this physical note.
Why?
So F can deliver it that way, because otherwise I'd have to leave and find him and make sure he gets it. And we're
Oh,
about to- yeah, I'm just going to handle it digitally.
fuck! That means he gets. Yeah. That's fair.
Okay. This is
Don't
not
make fun of me for what you read in it.
This is not the messiest lesbian drama in Vegas right now. You're okay. And I'm going to
guess
send it
that's true.
to F to handle.
F sends a text back with a thumbs up, and then below that it says, "Can I send this digitally as an email, or should I do it physically?"
Physically, if you can.
And then the next question is, got it. How old is this individual in centuries?
Probably. They probably can't run for Congress yet.
He types back, "Thank God, will do."
Okay. Yes.
Cool. We have accomplished that as well. Listen, we've got our message out. We've got weapons. We've got food. The van is packed. Did you still want coffins? I know that was on the table. You are muted, Serge.
I think we do stack them like in the van.
So are we going to like a mortuary and buying like some cheap pine coffins?
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay.
Burrows also buys a map of the greater Las Vegas area just to have like a big fold out map.
Beautiful. Very akin to our very late night visits to Harbor Freight. Could I get a manipulation plus persuasion from you, Burrows, to the mortuary in giving away this many coffins with no explanation?
Burrows, Jackie. Burrows, if you're gonna get 6 random coffins, do me a favor. Say we're for like an independent movie production or something like that.
It is
That's a good
spring.
idea. Yeah.
It can be a Halloween movie time.
Yes.
4 successes.
With 4 successes, you persuade them very easily. The person on the other side of the phone says that they can have basically you're going to clean them out, but they can have them ready for you. And when you go to pick them up, they do make a remark that that makes sense. You do look like a movie star. When's the movie coming out?
Oh, thanks. Well, I'm just a producer. You know what I mean? It's just all of us in Hollywood. We look like this kind of thing. You know. But
the old middle-aged woman on the other side there, probably approaching her early 50s, looks at you, nods, and says, "Was there any room on the casting couch?"
Burrows is able to maintain his composure a lot better than Sergio, and he will schmooze with this woman until the point of, oh shit, you know what? I got to get to my next pickup. But I got your number, and I'll see you around.
I'll see you. And she has one of the late night delivery assistants, because obviously they've had to reopen for this request late at night, and he assists in packing the circus van with 6 coffins, which we will assume with 4 successes. Hopefully nobody cares about that. The circus van now packed with 6 coffins, the seats removed from inside so that it really only houses all of you in there, the weapon cases, and the blood bags, which must be refrigerated somehow. So I'm hoping maybe we have a mini fridge in some fashion.
Cooler with some ice.
Cooler. Okay, a cooler with a whole lot of ice. God
Yeah.
bless.
Dry ice, yeah.
Mel?
Yeah.
Do we need a coffin for Niles' boyfriend?
Can we just get a boy?
Or can they share one coffin?
Or like a double wide? Yeah.
Question.
Hugh mentions, as he's been a part of this little planning process, that he was going to bring his field vehicle. That Alice takes him out all the time this way, and he's always having to go a little farther than you think. So he'll come in his own style, he said.
He's got his own sleeping bag.
It's a good man. It doesn't take up extra space. I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to ruin the group dynamic. Scared about bringing too much common sense to this group. You'll hate me.
No, actually, it would be highly encouraged.
You and me both.
I think we're good to go.
Yeah.
I think we are.
Then I have to ask, with the preparations made, the van packed, and the road trip planned, Is there anything anyone would like to accomplish before your last night in Vegas?
Raguel does have to talk to Sybil really quick.
Yeah.
Jackie is looking at the watch and is at Burrows, like, question. Do you want to just make a quick run to Chardonnay, pick you up in an hour?
I think let's agree to just go out tomorrow night, and we'll just say we're done tonight.
Yeah, one more sleep.
Okay.
One more sleep.
We leave it sundown tomorrow?
Sundown
tomorrow.
All right. Where does this conversation between Sybil and Raguel happen?
And wherever Hugh is out of earshot, and preferably the rest of the coterie.
I'm gonna go to the office.
Yeah.
Still in the club.
There's a cramped managerial office that has been temporarily kitted out by F with a series of motivational posters. One of which is the cat hanging off the branch, hang in there. Sybil is standing directly under it. Honestly, masquerading pretty well as a corporate manager. You feel as though you've stepped into a performance review, Raguel. The club music outside is the only thing betraying the narrative.
Look, I'm glad he was along for the ride, but I think we've lost sight of what else we have to do while we're out there and how much he could be exposed to.
The rest of the plan. The double secrets.
Plan. Teresa, the office.
Right. Can I tell you, I know that you're concerned about how absurd this all is, but can I honestly tell you what I have planned for that?
I would love some reassurance right now, yes.
I can't promise that part, but I will tell you what I have planned for it, and that's that it's going to be so unpredictably insane that he will also be implicated and will need to keep his mouth shut. And it doesn't need to go forever. I don't know how long it will go, but it usually goes to the next thing. I hear myself saying that, and I know that that's crazy, but this is the strategy that's worked for this company, group, friendship the entire time.
All right. I'm going to have to trust you.
I think it would be helpful. I feel like we put a lot of trust in you. Trust the machine. It's crazy and it might kill us at any moment, but it is a machine.
It's a machine.
Yes, and we can also just turn him around for all the illegal parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got nothing for that. So
yeah.
As long as you're aware and you're aware of the risk and you
Yes.
have a possible way to deal with it, then
I've
all right.
already thought about it. We can't kill him because Niles would be upset.
No.
I've thought about that too. But yeah.
Honestly, it's going to be a miracle if we all walk away from this.
Exactly.
You know that, right?
And nothing brings together bonding like corporate suffering. I've said this before and I'll say it again.
How much of this do you actually believe and how much of it are you just saying out loud to reassure yourself?
It's a little bit of both. And people are also just as willing to believe it. It doesn't have to be real. It just has to be what people want.
Yeah, and people want this to work, so okay.
Yeah. Dance with me.
Okay.
No, I meant in the metaphor.
Yes, in the metaphor.
Yes.
I'm aware.
Good.
As Sybil and Raguel continue planning their workplace retreat, we fade out that camera back to the others. I want to see if there's anything else we need to accomplish for the night as the night is beginning to dwindle. We approach 2:30, 3. Any thoughts?
I'm just going to go back with Hugh to our apartment.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything that you two get up to before the big journey tomorrow?
I just feel like it's just a little bit of just quality time. You know, laying on a bed.
Fade to black.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Burrows returns to Chardonnay at 3 a.m. or whatever, and just comes in and starts unbuttoning his printed shirt and just has a very awkward conversation with Chardonnay. Darling, there's a part of me that I've been keeping from you for a long time that I think we need to kind of lay out there now. And
Shardy's back is to you as you've started this conversation, and she is looking out from her apartment on the view of Vegas that she has. It's pretty good, the strip in the distance, but it's low to the ground. Not quite as high as the two of you would like to reach. But she has this very large mink coat on she had, and she has drawn it very close to herself with her back to you. And as you begin to describe to her all of the things you haven't said, she breaks this conversation apart by turning around, revealing the mink coat, and involving an elaborate outfit that provides tassels, we'll say. And she attempts to cut off your conversation with that very well-toned, under 30 body you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, he all the words leave his mind, and he says, "Oh shit, baby, just let me sleep in tomorrow, and I'll just go to her, and that'll be the end."
Okay, good. You do your best. That blush of life comes in handy, and you hope to God she doesn't question anything in the morning, or like to open the curtains. Are there any preparations that you make, Burrows, as she passes out after the ordeal to ensure that you stay alive in the event that she doesn't understand you can't see the sun?
Yeah, I think that I basically just take a pillow, go to the deepest closet she has, even if it means like the boiler, and just will close it and like latch it shut.
Got it. Yeah, you take a dining chair in there with you. You prop the door just in case she gets curious and goes looking for you, and you lock yourself in a closet full of outfits upon outfits that are clearly for her work, as you sleep underneath a curtain of lingerie and hope to God that she doesn't break this door down before sundown arrives. Anything else? Last calls. Okay. Did I hear something? We're good. Okay. You all die again. Perhaps for the last time in Vegas. In different locations, with different lovers, different circumstances, with different problems. But when the next sundown comes, and all of you are back, there's a singular vision, and it flies by Crow's direction, west, into the Red Rocks. The drive out to the Red Rocks is long, and at times you're worried the coordinates won't be reachable in a circus van. Burrow.
May I say that I'll just be the one driving, and there's an especial kind of like satisfaction to finally be back behind the wheel.
Your hand out the window with your Rolex showing, 6 separate golden rings. It's good to be back in charge. You move that rear view mirror so that you can see yourself as well as anything behind you. And God, it feels good to be roaming. That beast in you is driving through your veins as much as you're driving much faster than you should on this freeway. And for any moment feels like maybe this panel van shouldn't be taking the nature like it is, Burrows reasserts himself and promises the way over. And as you break free from traditional roads, you do still manage. Could you give me a drive plus dexterity roll, Burrows, just to ensure we don't break down on the side of the road?
Okay. Drive plus dexterity. Oh, it's not baby blue, so I don't have a specialty on it, but it is 2 successes.
2 successes. Got it. That is enough to continue. And as we begin entering into the Red Rocks, any non-Vegas natives, especially Mal, you're greeted with this beautiful vision of these huge red pillars that climb out of the earth and this collection of red dust that lines everything. They only become illuminated by the subtle cones of the headlights of the circus van as all of you are piled into the front past the coffins, sort of cramped against each other. but they are gorgeous still, even in the moonlight, as these beautiful stars become easy to see without the light pollution behind you, and an eerie calm sets over. The group here has not been out to the wilderness like this in this capacity since it was the first time you saw the wight. And now that memory is existing in new context as you weave in and out these large red monoliths that climb out of the dust of this earth. It feels as old as all of you are, even older. It feels like somewhere a vampire should be, trapped in amongst the spires of the natural earth, reclaiming what we are, as red and cursed as the blood that still sits in your bodies, dead. The red rocks come easy, but the driving is hard. And eventually, you come just short, maybe 5 minutes out from your coordinates. Is there anything that needs to be accomplished in the car before we park? Moving forward, you park in what is obviously a clearing in amongst where these red rocks make for these canyons you are navigating through, these valleys that you are navigating. And in the center, almost bizarrely so, a trailer exists out of nothing, almost climbing out of nature. There's an old lawn chair, broken and beaten. There are these spired spears almost that are broken into the ground with bull skulls attached to the front and bones and chattering almost wind chimes that are attached, and with the cool wind of the Las Vegas nights hitting them, you can hear the bones clacking against each other as you pull the car into park. There are scattered beer cans, trash, the notable remnants of existence here. And inside of that trailer, that double wide, is a light on, you can see in the back. And the porch light itself shines a single LED bulb brightly over the entrance to the trailer. And as your car approaches, you can notice that many more lights begin to turn on as you put it in park in front of this location. Aside from that dull light espousing from the trailer, out here it is eerily black. Vegas is dark as ever, with only the moonlight and stars above you, and this, Kiva's place.
I think, Niles, once we stop and turn the engine off, I think the only thing Niles will say is that words matter here when you talk to Kiva. So I would err caution to take a beat before you say something.
Do you want to lead the way?
Maybe.
I mean, real
might...
quick though, what's the play? Are we acting tough? I mean, no gift. It seems unusual, so we just,
read the room and take it from there.
Gifts don't matter here. Strength matters here. Just don't let Kiva feel that she has power over you. That we are two mutuals that can have conversation.
Burrows, think strong and silent.
But don't run your mouth. It doesn't take much to offend someone. So
I won't speak for everyone, Niles, but I would be very comfortable with you taking the lead on this.
Seconded.
Yeah,
Believe
for
it or
sure.
not, I can be strong and silent.
You got it, but
Just imagine you're talking to me, with a little attitude, because this little, to get a little aggression in there. Like you say, you don't want to come off submissive.
Okay, well, let's do it then.
yeah.
Hugh arrives just then, a few minutes behind you in his Jeep Rubicon in cobalt blue. It's very well maintained. Aside from the dust it's completed upon this drive. He puts it in park. The huge headlights, really headlamps, overshadowing the circus van for a moment and illuminating the inside past the wrap. You all file out, and again, it is eerily quiet, and the trailer remains.
I guess once we all kind of collect on the outside, I feel like Niles will just take cautious steps forward. I feel like we parked before we got out where those, like, you mentioned those, like, posts with the bones on it, right?
Yes.
I think Niles is only going to go as far as that. They're not going to go anymore, but they're going to stand there and wait because the lights have already turned on, so that means they already know we are here. But there's no point in trespassing. It's not a good first impression.
This beat to shit, broken down trailer clearly has survived a lot, and you can tell from the windows they've been blacked out sufficiently. Not a lot of light coming out of this. But you also get the sense that it's been modified. Trailer traditionally comes with a hitch, but it seems as though the bottom side is no longer transportable, cannot be brought by car. In fact, it looks almost drilled into the earth, kept stationary, as if it might have additions onto the original construction. But you hear the hinge of the door on the inside, and then the clap of the flying screen door that blocks the dust from collecting inside of the trailer itself. And stepping down from the singular fold-out step of this trailer is a tall, maybe 6 feet tall woman, wind-worn, with sun-scorched skin, the sort of leathery tan and wrinkly skin that is only attainable by living an entire life in the sun, which almost seems depressing now to see her in this light and understand that she's never seen that sun again. But a person that reeks of Nevada, of the wilderness of this state, of every place that is not Las Vegas. Her hair is matted with the red dust of the Red Rocks, and it seems she has not showered in years, is your guess? Especially from your keen smell as she steps out. There is a musk to her that feels canine, that feels animal, that feels as though you've stepped into a zoo or a national park more than it is that you've met a person. She wears the remnants of these old tattered graphic shirts. You think that one of them, the one that she's wearing, is a tattered Kiss shirt, as you can make out the break of the face of Gene Simmons along some of the rips and tears. But underneath are these tattered and compiled and conscripted leather hides that she's fashioned into an undershirt below. And then a pair of broken down jeans that have been holed all over. In addition, she wears a necklace of bones of desert animals. You can see the skulls of small rodents. You can see an entire scorpion that she has somehow preserved that is hanging from one side. The pieces that exist across Las Vegas from the desert floor has been collected across her neck. And her hard eyes measure you through slits, Niles, as she steps down and adjusts this rattan cowboy hat she has along her head. And she nods her head and she says, "Kiva."
Niles.
She inhales deeply, looking over all of you, and sniffs in your direction. And you can feel for a moment that you're being peered through, as if an auspex in the air has been activated. And then, within a moment, she speaks. "You are of my clan?"
I am.
"And you've been sent to me?"
We've found our way here.
She measures that response, and there is this battling of wits between the silence. "Who has sent you?"
A friend.
"All right." And it stays in the air, dark and quiet. "If you would like to meet the tribe, there's only one way through. You must complete the trial." You all will take it on, and it is the only way to prove your worth to all of us. Barring that, I have to ask you to leave, and not in any way you'd like. She spits, and you can see this big hunk of tobacco, chewing tobacco that has been sitting in the bulge of her bottom lip, cascades onto the dirt. It's one of the only things you can see in the basking of the LED lamp outside that trailer.
What does the trial entail?
You are to take on the trial of the wounded beast. You are to be marked as prey with wight. And then you are to survive until dawn. That are the only conditions to this hunt. If you can make it through without the members of our tribes defeating you, then you can meet us.
Any specific other rules that we need to be aware of?
If you harm this wildlife, this wild land, I'll see to it that you die.
And kindred to kindred violence?
Just know that whatever you do to our tribe will be done in kind. If you respect us and honor when a fight is over, so will we. But if you seek to kill us, you will suffer the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, survive at all costs. There is another caveat that we will honor. If you are able to catch one of our hunters without their knowledge, we will end the trial early, as you have proven your worth.
I look to everyone for reassurance that we're good.
Do we get time to plan, or is it kind of a Sorry, it was a genuine question.
The trial began an hour ago.
Oh, cool. Okay. Thanks, Kiva.
Then we accept your trial.
Good. I suggest you run. And she points in the direction due west of here, further into the Red Rocks, where you can see there is a line of almost string-light bulbs that run along a canyon that then are connected through what looks like a ground wire that comes up in steel over by that location. Although it being maybe 50 feet from where you are now, it is hard to discover the exact semantics of how they've lit this, but it seems as though it runs through the ground. But that lighted tunnel runs along and then bends left into a long canyon. She speaks and says, "The only way that you'll survive this trial is through there, the throat of the earth. Good luck." She spits her tobacco again and steps back into the trailer. The door shuts behind and the hinge creaks as the screen door slaps against the trailer. And you can hear the lock on the other side being run.
Wait, Jack is going to lean forward to the group. Wait, weren't we not supposed to be covered up in vitae? What the heck?
I think we've been...
the vitae we're covering in is our own.
I got a plan to
Burrows
catch
is-
one.
Yeah, Burrows is gonna, shove a revolver in the pocket of his pants, and then we better start running.
Yeah. I think Spoons is with me. So, or not Spoons. I did call for Spoons. I don't know if Spoons is here in this immediate moment, but I have Sporks with me.
Okay.
I'm gonna send Sporks up to get a lay of the land, but Niles make sure that steak knife is secured in their boot, and they're just gonna look at everybody, and they're gonna take off. There's no point in waiting here, discussing or planning or thinking. We don't have time.
Beautiful.
And I'm
gonna run next to Niles, and I'm gonna say, "If I catch one through shadow, is that disrespectful?"
do what you gotta do.
Cool. I'm gonna pass them 3-foot's knife that I've had, and I'm gonna Tenebrous Avatar and hide in someone else's shadow, keeping pace with them.
Are you keeping in Niles' shadow, I'm assuming?
Okay, stay with me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay with Niles.
Niles, could you give me an animalism plus wits?
If permitted, I'm just going to grab the rifle before we take off.
Yeah, I will assume like whatever you would like to grab from the circus van can be done. It's not as though someone is dropping on you right now.
You said animalism.
To your
and...
knowledge, wits and animals.
That's going to be 3 successes.
3 successes. Yes. Your beautiful little crow listens to a command for once, maybe because it's coming directly from you. It does take him 2 tries as he inclines his head to you as if misunderstanding entirely what you're asking. And then finally he inclines his head up, then back to you and says, essentially with his head, "Oh," and flies straight to into the night. And you can see he unfurls his crowed wings underneath that LED and then vanishes almost into the dark. It's hard to see by all means where that bird has been. But you now have an eye in the sky. What is it that you're trying to see with that crow?
I'm trying to assess where, who is out there in the Red Rocks, who our pursuers are, where they are, and if I can, how many of them.
Okay, so this is the information I can give you immediately. He does one big circle around, just like spoons used to do. In fact, it makes your heart ache to realize how close he looks in the moonlight to your old bird, but how normal he is right now. Completely devoid of the sawed beak, he takes 2, and immediately your eyes fade from that moment. That echoed feeling, and you become that bird in the sky, and you can see that you're uniquely aware that someone has been standing what is 100 yards, maybe a football field away from you, all in the entrance into this clearing of the trailer. And he is standing in that darkness completely still, hunched back with his nose close to the ground. He is lanky and sinewy, and right now is in this almost jackaled form. His arms have been extended out into claws, and his legs have broken into hinds. There is still so much human to him, but there is this broken beast crawling out from the skin forward. And he heaves in these deep, manic breaths as his chests exude in and out. But he has made no attempts to follow after the crowd, even though you're sure if he were to break into a sprint now, he would have caught up to all of you already. Further, as the bird travels across over this expanse, the throat of the earth, as she called it, and you can see about another football field and a half into that canyon as it winds like switchbacks through into this valley, this small entrance for all of you. I mean, if you were all standing side by side, that's about as much we could fit through this pathway. But a football field and a half into it, you can see a figure is running in the direction of all of you, and he is sprinting full force. He is built like you've never seen before. Huge, 7 feet tall, with bizarre flesh that has been scarred and pulled free as your bird swoops in for a closer view. You can see it's almost like the bones have been disjointed from the body, and the beast he has become is massive. The only thing that he wears is this harness of what you imagine are bird bones extending past down to his thighs around himself, and that powerful body is charging like a minotaur through the maze in your guys' direction. Those are the only 2 individuals that you can see with your bird. I'm going to go to the others. There are actions happening. Raguel, you grab the rifle. I'm assuming you're smacking in a magazine. You're wrenching back the action and preparing, throwing the safety off. Are you joining the two that are leading the pack, Niles and Mal, who is hiding in that long shadow underneath the moonlight?
Yeah, and I'm going to see if there's any way I can get to higher ground.
Sure. The red rocks, they're craggy, absolutely. Some of them are smooth pillars, but the valley that enters into the throat of the earth absolutely has enough handholds and craggy positions that if you're careful with your body, you could easily scale. The scaling, if you can imagine, if the valley is far enough, this canyon is far enough to include all of you side to side, it is tall enough to go up about, you'd guess, 40 feet to its highest point before it plateaus out and begins this second layer, the second floor. So give me an athletics plus dexterity if you're planning on stringing that rifle on your back and attacking these crags.
Yep. This isn't a great pool, so we'll see how it goes. 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, you are beginning the climb, and you've gotten a considerable distance. You have not finished it as of this moment. Okay, any other actions I'm calling for? Burrows.
Burrows is running with the group and then sees these string lights and is trying to quickly assess where they end in some kind of generator or maybe an electrical outlet or some kind, because he wants to aim that gun and shoot at it, try to take out those lights, keep us in the dark.
Love that. Could you give me a wits plus awareness? This is going to be a higher difficulty rating because of how dark this is, but you do have preternatural senses with you. It's leveling out.
Burning a willpower that gets me 4 successes.
With 4 successes, you track that there is a steel cabling where these lights have been ran through underneath the ground that runs back to Kiva's trailer, and you can see on the other side of that modified trailer is a large generator well that you can see has caged on all sides except the one you operate, and you believe you have a pretty good shot on it if you can steady yourself.
By any means necessary, and I'm going to try to fire the gun at the generator.
Beautiful. Are you running as you're firing? Is this like no,
I think
shoulder?
I'll probably pause for a second, get on my knee like I've seen in the movies, and try to shoot.
Beautiful. This rock star on his knees.
I played a soldier once in a movie.
Yeah, exactly. You're trying to remember your time there. Give me a firearms plus dexterity.
Okay. 3 successes.
With 3 successes, you light up this generator, and you can see immediately the tings of the bullets extending into that gas generator. You hit the 2 top, and you can see the lights immediately go out, the bulbs over Niles and Mal as they begin to enter the throat, and then the trailer itself loses all light inside. The third round rises into the gas chamber on the lower level, and you can see this expulsion as it enters in and then fires this gout of incendiary out of the side of it. The generator is shot completely, and the fire enters into the desert and then dies with this charred streak along the ground.
I'll pick back up my run and just say, use it to your advantage, y'all. Stay close.
Beautiful. The light has gone out. It's even darker. Mal, it's almost all shadow in this canyon now. You can even move free of Niles if you like to, and you are gaining speed because of this break.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to I'm trying to stay in a shadow so that I'm harder to perceive by anyone who's coming after us.
Beautiful.
Because I'm trying to wait until everyone's engaged. That's my like pie in the sky plan. Is Mal is sticking in a shadow so they're hard to see until everyone is engaged. Otherwise.
Got it. Okay, Sybil, Jackie, any moves at this point?
Jackie, she, being the one that grabbed the shotgun and has their bandolier of like stuff, is once they see Burrows take out the lights, is going to run past. I'm just gonna keep running and be on alert.
Okay, perfect. You're running up with the group. You're joining. You're trying to be on alert. What are you looking out for most specifically, Jackie, if you were to describe your alertness?
I'll be the biggest thing right now, honestly. Maybe they're actually going to pull out that knife. Their ceremonial knife is because I believe we need vitae on us. I remember like that, so I'm going to cut my hand and slather, like put things on my face, neck, like that. And as I go past, I'm going to be like, if we need bait, I can run really, really fast. So I'm going to just take off and maybe try to see everyone's at, and basically kind of be a bait in a way to maybe be the one to lead the things away from them.
Got it. Give me an athletics plus dexterity as you streak yourself with vitae. Immediately as you do this, and your palm begins to leak that tar-like blood that comes from the dead, there is a vicious howl that rings out from the individual behind all of you as those heaving breaths give way to this bestial yell into the sky.
That's a 3 success. One of them. It's a fine. Yeah, it's a success because of the bestial die. But yeah.
Okay, so with 3 successes, you are moving just past Niles as Niles is looking through the bird and moving at the same time. Mal is right alongside, so imagine that Jackie's leading the pack now, Niles and Mal, followed by Raguel, followed by Burrows, and then Raguel climbing the peaks, and then Sybil running up the back. Sybil, do you have anything?
Yeah, I was going to say, Sybil's just going to use shape change.
Okay.
And drop their stuff. They're just turning into probably like a cactus mouse, something very small, but that can burrow underground if need be.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, you become so unbelievably small, and those rodent eyes take over your own, and you become part of the desert. You can see so much better now, so much clearer. In fact, give me a awareness plus your animalism.
Okay. 2, 4. Cool. Definitely going to spend a willpower. That's great. That's 5 successes.
With 5 successes, you become instantly aware that there is something on the second level watching over this pathway. Besides the individual running full force in front of you and the individual howling behind you, there is a strange form that is hanging off the side of one of the pathways through this maze. As this maze only has one way to go, there's no lefts or rights, just these big curves. You can see just at the end of the first curve with your new eyes is this hollow-eyed man who is completely bald, completely clean shaven at the face, just stubbled down. His hairy old chest is exposed, wearing nothing but essentially a loincloth, but is spidered on the wall. His legs and arms are extended out almost into the rock, and you can see he is latched on in a way that feels inhuman at how well he navigates. And the fact is, as soon as you meet that awareness, he pivots, crawls, and shakes in this incredible speed, like a spider adjusting on web. And that old bodied face looks in the direction of all of you, and he begins whispering into his fist. You can basically make out that he is making some sort of conversation into the air.
Shit. Okay.
Mal, you had something. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sybil. Finish off.
No, I was going to say I'm going to hold this form. I want to tell them that, but once we're safe, once we have a pause.
Got it. Okay. Mal.
I just had a question about as we're running through this, maze, essentially, do we see like outcroppings of rock that are like fallen boulders or anything, or is it like a slot canyon kind of thing?
Imagine like 127 hours, very thin, just enough for your group slot canyon that like it weaves through. There are definitely rock outcroppings that push in through, but they're almost boulders you could hide on either side from for like shoulder cover, or there are like portions of the tunnel that almost awning over the top path and would prevent someone from that second plateau from looking in. So there's definitely places to hide, but it might be in one of the broken crevices on the sides of the walls behind these boulders and hope that someone runs past you, or underneath these awnings, or similar to this individual that are using them like walls. Almost imagine like field mouse maze.
And then, sorry, last question.
Yeah.
As we're running, I think Mal like rotates their spectral or their like shadow head up into the sky, and just is there a moon tonight? Are we like guided by moonlight, or is it just pretty new moony?
Absolutely a moon tonight.
Okay.
There's a full moon in action.
Sick.
It's very bright. It does not provide a whole lot of light, especially with the shadow that this passage is creating, because that plateau blocks a lot of the incoming moonlight, but the moon is out, the stars are out, and there's definitely some natural light.
Cool.
I think Niles is when we're running together. I'll just tell you, says I can keep him distracted, and you can catch him.
That's the plan. Either I can go from a distance and catch them through shadow, or I can just pop up behind them. Whatever you think is best.
I think close is better. Stay close.
You got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mal is like locked in.
Yeah. Never been so dialed.
Okay. Beautiful. As you guys discuss the plan, I need Jackie. Could you roll me an awareness plus dexterity?
Yes. Oh, yeah, no, just three. I thought I got a crit. No, just 3.
You take 4 points of superficial damage as you are collided into the right side of the wall of this canyon. As you hear laughing before you feel the impact, there is this manic, almost hyena laughing as you look up and find a form is blocking out the moonlight above you, and it is a fully X'd human being with this marred and shortened right arm, screaming and howling as they fall on you in fits of strange laughter and sparse words. They are burned by firelight, a fire injury that never survived off of their right hand, and their claws on that left hand are extended out like stiletto knives and dripping in the red dust of this place as the red rocks pick up over you. They land on you and place those stiletto knives directly into your chest, and you can feel, if you were to still have a heart, it would have pierced you through just then. There's this huge rending as their wound comes into you, and you both collide like cannonballs into the side.
Excellent. So with that, I am going to go ahead and, while he's digging his, I'm going to grab on top and even push a little deeper in and grin, and I'm going to activate my Scorpion Touch, which basically is my strength and blood sorcery versus stamina, and for vampire, fortitude instead of occult. And basically, if I win, you get some damage, and it's like a poisonous, paralyzing effect.
Okay, so you said it was stamina and fortitude for me?
Oh, you could. It is. Yes, stamina and fortitude.
Okay.
So I'm going blood sorcery. I have a 5.
Okay. I have failed against your roll. What happens to me?
Okay.
I have a margin of 2. I rolled 3, so 2 margin.
Okay. So, of course, I dropped the one card. So, as that is going in, the blood that not only is it, think of it as almost like a venom in a way, where at first he gritting and all that, but it's going to notice like his hand is starting to twitch and seize up and not work the way he wants it to.
Okay.
And what I ideally like to do is take his hand, take it out of my chest, and then kind of inadvertently flip it on him and stick it in his chest.
Okay. Okay, beautiful. How much damage does that deal in total?
I'm sorry, let's see. If the user wins, poison does margin of aggravated for a human in non-have superficial health damage to...
Okay, so it doesn't get halved.
Okay.
So does it add anything to the damage or just the damage of the margin?
I believe just damage. Basically, the poison remains potent for one scene. It just basically, the scorpionated blood,
Okay.
It just basically makes it very much like you are like kind of paralyzed, or it's harder to breathe and all that.
Right. Okay, so they take 2 non-half superficial damage from the exchange, and immediately as they fly back and that poison begins to seep, that acid seeps up off of their hands, they reach down at it and they start to scream, and the scream turns to laughs, and you can see these wild eyes, these wild pure white ashen eyes are looking directly at you, and they reach in with that acid touched hand that had just been hurt by your blood, and in from their pocket they bring out in front of both of you a Zippo lighter, and they touch that Zippo lighter to their chin and light the Zippo lighter up into their chin, immediately panicking from the damage and hurting themselves. This burn alights, and you can see a horrible pain in both of your eyes. So from what I need from you...
Oh, fire. Interesting. That above me. Okay.
Just bones.
I am going to put so much to get away from that.
Give me 1 second, sorry.
No problem. So
go ahead and roll your remaining willpower against this. That's your pool to prevent the frenzy.
Gotcha. A 1 success.
Okay.
If I use the willpower, it just goes lower.
Okay. What is your humanity rounded down?
Current
by a third, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Your whole humanity rounded down by a third.
Okay.
1/3 of your humanity rounded down, sorry. I'm not speaking English.
That's fine, because I got to do 7. I have a 7, so I have to do that round.
Okay, so I believe it's a 3.
Isn't that
Am I
3?
crazy?
Not me bringing out a calculator. At all.
And then add that to your pool. Roll that as well.
That's 2.
Yeah, it's 2.
Okay, so roll 2 dice for me and add that to your successes.
Okay. Oh, okay, good. So now I have a 2 success. 1 extra.
Okay. Beautiful. With 2 successes, you managed to just barely prevent frenzy. They, on the other hand, you can see in their eyes are going mad, wild, as they are basically roiling against what they've just done to themselves, and they scamper back up the cliffs faster than you've ever seen in your life as they zip back to the top and are disappeared by the end of that exchange. Finally, Niles, what is your next move?
The one that was barreling ahead, is that person coming into like heading towards my direction, and we're gonna make
very
contact?
soon you two are going to tackle.
Okay. I am going to tell Mal, just like kind of almost point in the direction of where we're gonna kind of collide if I'm following with Spoon or with Spork's vision. And it says once we get there, it's on you.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Niles is going to use vicissitude to draw the talons out. I'm going to save the steak knife for if we need it in my boot. But I'm just going to kind of like put shoulder down and just get ready to just make full contact with this individual.
Okay.
I'm also going to start splitting off from Niles just a little bit in the shadows so that I can get behind them once they meet in the middle.
Okay, beautiful. That individual, like a freight train, is running into you from the other side, and you rear down, get down on that knee, get ready to catch, basically, to be ready to accept the tackle. Now, you slide underneath and hope that he'll run directly past your presence. This meeting of two great minds here, the fighting of two eternal individuals, comes to a head. What I need from you, Niles, as he rounds the corner, and again, one of the largest men you've ever seen in your life, 7 feet tall and dark tanned, wrinkled skin, running down his shoulder and spearing after you with his entire body. I need you to make a dexterity plus athletics, or if you are trying to adopt his strength and take him that way, strength plus brawl. If this is like a catch, I'd like strength plus brawl. If this is like goading him into the floor, tripping him, keeping him out, this would be athletics plus dexterity.
It's definitely an immovable object, unstoppable force. So I would love strength and brawl.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's what I was made for.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always sad.
I'm always sad. Oh, hell yeah. That is. Two crits, that's 4 or 8?
If you have, like, you have 2 crit dice, or you
crit
rolled
dice.
4 crit dice?
I rolled 2 crit dice. That's
2 crit dice is 4. So you need 2 crits to crit. That's 4. If you had 4 that are criticals, that's 8.
Then that's 7 successes because I critted.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
Niles is just like bouncing on like both ends of their feet. They've done this before. They know what it's like to hit back with somebody probably bigger than them. It's just a matter of just when it's gonna happen. And the moment they make contact, they're just gonna. I think a part of it is going to, kind of in the similar that I did with the pit boss, bring hands like close together in the stuff, so when we connect, that I'm also jabbing both of my talon hands into this guy's chest and let his own momentum ride into a pointed end.
Good. Before we go into the description of what happens next, Mal, what is your action in response to this?
Once that focus is on Niles, I am going to liquid up out of the shadow as they're engaged, and I'm gonna get behind and just try and, like, since he's so huge, I think I'm just gonna jump on his back and clamp my arm around his neck and onto his shoulder, so that I have, by all rights, caught him without him seeing me.
Okay, give me a stealth plus dexterity.
Okay. Also, I failed one of my rouse checks for Umbra's Clutch, so now I'm at 3. Just
Thank
for
you
your...
telling me.
Yes. Stealth, that was it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna burn a willpower to reroll. 2, 3. 4 successes.
This individual is running like a freight train, and Niles, you've caught this before. In fact, usually this is what you do. You did it with Lamia, and it ended in you being fire burned for the first time in your life. You did it in the casino against one of the hardest fights you've ever had in your life, and you're just getting better. But unfortunately, this individual is so large, it feels like an impossible feat. But you, too, are impossible. You catch him, hands extending into blades that wrench into his solar plexus and free into his rib cage, and you can feel the grind, the sickening break as your blades of bone connect through his thoracic cage, and you build this new sewed suture between the two of you and collide him up into the top of your body as you wrench yourself down, almost using him as a human shield against himself. And in that moment, Mal materializes out of shadow like smoke right behind, getting him into this rear naked choke and immediately putting weapon to neck. And within a moment, it feels as all of this is grinded to this slow motion halt, and this individual, wild eyes and still fighting back the beast, spitting and biting against the air. He stops, fighting against the neck hold against that powerful bicep, and immediately looks to you and says, "Welcome to the tribe. And we'll see you in 2 weeks for the finale of Season 2 Vegas by Night." Thank you all so much.
Oh my god,
yeah.
don't do that!
My lowest roll of the year, folks. That was awful.
Miles, well done.
Good
That was
job.
cool.
We're an evil team, brother.
Jackie's
really?
laying on the ground, bloody, going with a bloody thumbs up, like, thank God!
Very proud mouse somewhere right now.
Good job. Nope.
It's a good thing that Burrows shot out the lights, because that fucked up the fourth person that's supposed to join here.
Yeah!
Later, so the individual that had been trailing you for an hour didn't get to go until then. And then my spider guy just didn't get a chance. I felt awful. But at least you got to see
That's fucking teamwork.
Burrows!
Good shit, guys. Good shit.
Nice.
When we come back in 2 weeks, you all will be treated to your very first Gangrel gather, and we will be looking into the white issue of the Red Rocks. Finale of Season 2, folks. It's been a hell of a year. We're really excited about it, and it's only a matter before Season 3 comes back along. Love you guys. Thanks for sticking around.
Great
Love
job,
you.
everybody.
Listen to
Great
Doom to
job,
Repeat.
everybody.
It's great.
Doom
to
Repeat is out.
Inevitable in this summer.
Oh yeah.
Shows on shows on shows.